Yeah, I guess.
Hello.
Hello. We're turning the light on. We're kind of dark. Got the backlight behind us.
Hello.
Not really. Yeah, it is. I guess it got better now.
Okay.
Can you hear us? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Uh,
Early Saturday morning.
Yep. So we're waiting for somebody to tell us that you can see us and you can hear us. I'll be turning my phone up.
I guess you can hear us.
It works. So we've got a couple things we want to tell you about today about Sturgis. We actually put the video up the other day. Oh, do we welcome everybody out? Welcome to the Bob and Tam show today. I'm Bob.
I'm Tam.
There you go. If you don't know who we are, we're actually in Huntington Beach, California. We're actually in our daughter's house. Can't see the pool. I got a pool in the backyard, but you can't highlight them.
Oh, you can't?
Because
Okay.
we're not on StreamYard. So you can't bring your names up. This is just a YouTube thing, and I'll put a link over to Facebook after this is over. But if you guys got any questions, you can ask. But we put a video up the other day about places to eat. And somebody wrote us and told us something about one of the places that we had, and we had to make some phone calls because we didn't hear nothing last year, and they heard something. So that's what this is all about today. What's it going to be about? It's about
The Pasta Corral.
That's right. What's going on at the Pasta Corral? You know, we highly recommend them. Great place to go, but they're going to revamp their show or their operation on what's going on due to some health issues, things like that going on. It's getting really hard for them to, you know, we're all getting older. It's getting a little bit harder to get to do all this kind of stuff, to mix stuff up, and
Maybe on YouTube.
grandkids don't want to get on YouTube. And so they've changed this year. They're going to do it differently. So what they're looking at doing is putting in some food trucks. They're looking at what kind of food trucks they kind of thinking about.
Well, first of all, because they have excellent food there at the Pasta Corral, so they want to keep up that standard. So it has to be at least a 5-star food truck. And they've gotten a few. There's one barbecue truck for sure that they're almost positive they're going to get. And they're thinking about getting another at like an Asian type food truck out there. And then maybe I forgot what the third one was. Mexican. Yes. But they said it has to be top notch, top grade, or otherwise they're not going to be invited out. And the fourth truck, they're thinking, I don't know, maybe an ice cream truck. So they wanted to have 4 trucks out there. But they have to file all different kinds of permits, and it's a whole nother process besides just a food corral. They are going to be open. They're still going to have their bar open. They're going to have beer and wine. It's all cash bar. They're still going to have music out there. They're still going to have their pond with all those fish and everything out there. It's a great place to go and just kick back and relax and have a nice time. They're still going to have some awesome food. It just won't be her delicious pasta.
Yeah. So it's going to be a couple of months before they get all the permits ironed out, and they shouldn't have any real issues with that because they had the permits for having the Pasta Corral. But being that it's bringing in food trucks, they have to get different permits, and not sure how South Dakota, how the laws all out there work. But I mean, it might be a really good place to get to, you know, to get away from Sturgis and stuff. You know, they're just 12 miles out Von Knocker Road, and that's actually Junction.
Junction turns into
So
Von Knocker.
when you go out Junction, like you're heading towards the highway there, you go underneath the highway and that turns into Von Knocker Road. That's a great place to go for a ride too. It takes you all the way out to Nemo, and you can go great ride, and not so busy
Great
out
place
there.
to stop.
So it's about exactly 12 miles out on the right-hand side, and they actually was it Colonel Custard made a camp there?
I think so, because I think their address or their facility, it almost sounds like a campground. It's like Custer's Camp 1884, something like that.
And they actually have rooms they rent in their house and all that kind of stuff. But you go on their website and check all that out. But what's really neat out there is it's just kind of gets you away from what's going on. Indian actually had their buyers
Appreciation Day.
Yeah. They had that out there last year. We filmed that there. We've been going out there for the last, 3 or 4 years. We've been going out there. It's been great food. We're really sorry that they've had to switch with this, but we understand as we're getting older, just like
That's
us.
a lot of work for them.
I understand that with, it just got, and it is each year they've gotten busier and busier and busier. So that's one of the reasons, it just gets tough, and you want to still be able to do a good product.
Well, see, she made everything from scratch. So you got to think you're feeding all those people. And I think last year they did it even earlier. So it was like a week before Sturgis, all during Sturgis. And then I think they went until like that weekend, through that weekend. So And that's a lot. And she won't let anybody cook for her. She does it all. And so
Yeah.
it's stirring all those different sauces, and it's fresh every day.
And she's got, kids, and but nope, they
She-
can't touch the pasta.
They're
So-
there to help, like, do the operations and wait on people and take orders and things like that and take things back and forth. But the cooking part, she did all herself.
Yeah. So I wanted to get on here right away and let everybody know that that was a little bit of a change, and we'll be in the next month or two, once they get everything all ironed out, we will come back and let you know what for sure the food trucks are going to be. We love barbecue, and if they're going to have Asian, Japanese, or Chinese food out there, that'll be a good choice. And Mexican, that's to get some really good trucks like that and have one location that you can go and have some drinks and have some food and some social time, and get a little bit away from Sturgis and all that rat race that's going on everywhere. Even Deadwood and all these other little towns have
It's so
much
congested.
so much stuff going on. So we still and she told us she's still going to keep the name as the Pasta Corral. So because everybody knows it is the Pasta Corral.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to confuse anybody with that. But the idea will be there won't be any pasta. I don't think she'd even get a truck to do pasta, because I don't think she would be happy with what they sold.
No, it would not be the same. And
Yeah.
she wouldn't probably want to trick people and thinking
Yeah.
that it was going to be her stuff.
Yeah. So we made some more phone calls. There's still a lot of campgrounds still available in Sturgis. Some of the small ones are booking up quick. So if you're looking to get away to some of the small campgrounds out there, you want to book pretty quick, because they're getting down to just a few campsites left. I think Kathmandu's got a few left, and some of the other ones. So there's still, I think Dead Ends, Days End. I think that when I looked on their website the other day, it didn't show any available. But then when I went on yesterday, and it showed that they still had a few spots left over. So if you still want to get into some of those smaller campgrounds, you want to book them right away. And if you're looking at even some of the bigger campgrounds, Glencoe and the Buffalo Chip, and also out at Pappy Hoyle, they're slowly going to start booking up too. And you always got to think about it, as it gets closer to the rally, they start jacking those prices up. So you want to really keep that in mind too. Daytona, just like Daytona is now. Here we are about 45, 44 days away from Daytona, and campgrounds are sold out. Nothing available. You can park in a field, and that's it. But there's nobody that's got no electric, no water, no sewer, nothing. So if you're just, Sturgis is probably going to end up being the same way once we get down to just a few months away. It's probably going to lock down too. So if you want to get in there and get those rates and stuff before they sell out, that's time. Just like Sturgis or Daytona right now, the hotels are going crazy. They're looking at $300 to $500 a night now for people trying to get in at this last, 45 days left, trying to get in at this last minute. Can't predict that far out. A lot of these campgrounds give in motels and stuff all give you a cancellation policy. So if something happens,
you have to check into it. Some of them it's a week before, some it's 24 hours before.
Yeah, because in Daytona it was only because we were staying on private land in Daytona, our campground was only 48 hours notice, which I couldn't believe. But so that's why I said, I told a lot of people that are going to Daytona still, you might want to just keep calling those campgrounds every day, because people could get sick. There's a lot of stuff going around, and things can happen, but keep trying. If you're trying to get in there to Daytona, don't give up. Maybe even get a campground that's a little farther away. It's tough to find different places to stay and things like that. So we just wanted to kind of give you an update on this, tell you about that. What else? I was going to say something else too.
On the Facebook page, or?
Oh yeah. So this wasn't posted on Facebook. So it'll be on, after we get done, I'll repost it on there. The other thing is I'm putting some more and more information on our Facebook page.
Spit it out.
It's early here. Facebook page, some flyers from different, like I just put up one for to me is the best motorcycle show in Daytona, which is Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Show. That is just because of the old bikes that's there. I've never seen so many. And the fall, we were there for the fall, and it's never as good in the fall as it is in the spring. So hopefully they'll be back to what we had, a year ago, and it'll be a great show. So we're really happy. Right here at the grandkids, they're in there playing, and they wouldn't go on camera. So we're babysitting this weekend, and we'll be heading back to the ranch on next week. And then also we want to let you know on Wednesday we have something special treat on our live that we're going to do Wednesday. We've got Amsoil Adam is going to be coming on, and we're going to be talking about batteries. The lithium. I don't know if you guys caught it or not. There's last week there was somebody's motorcycle caught on fire in a garage, burned up, I think, a Corvette, and a whole bunch of stuff, burned the garage up pretty bad. The fire chief came back and said they thought it originated from the motorcycle. And So he's thinking it might have been the tender that he was charging the bike up with. So we're going to talk a little bit about those, how long you should leave them on, things like that. What's the difference between the two batteries? Can your alternator charge that battery up enough? So we'll give you a lot of ins and outs. And actually, one of our subscribers that was actually on here last Wednesday, that was their suggestion because they had bought a lithium battery from Adam. So Adam's going to come on and we're going to talk about that. And if you guys got any questions about anything he does, he's got the oil changes and he does the love jugs and all that good stuff. And I've got my love jugs. No regrets on that. And I'm thinking about some mufflers, but I haven't decided if I'm going to spend that much money yet. Anybody putting any new slip-ons on? These puppies are like $700. What's the going rate right now? I said, I bought from this company probably, I don't know, 10 years ago, I guess.
Probably
I paid
longer.
about $400 for them. And I just had no idea that they jumped this much
That's
in
what I told him. He
price.
says, we didn't pay that much. I said, it was
And
a
he's
long
going to
time
give me a
ago.
10% discount, but I mean, that don't give you much off. And so I just let me know if you guys have bought any slip-on mufflers in these last 6 months or a year. What are you guys paying for those? Put that down here in the comments. You can either put it on now or you can put it on afterwards, and let us know what you paid for your slip-ons, what brand you had. And because I haven't looked at all, and I need to change mine out. After I put the S&S pipe on the front, the mufflers, the slip-ons didn't get as tight and it was rattling. I thought the motor was rattling, but it ended up being that the clamp, it just can't tighten up anymore. And instead of me taking it off and trying to round it back out, and they're kind of burned out anyway. They're Screaming Eagle pipes that came on the bike. I think I'm gonna go ahead and change those out. So let me know about that. And so that we did that. And so we'll be headed back home. And what we got else going on next week is going to be exciting is we're going to be out in Las Vegas. So if anybody's out there in Las Vegas that wants to check out with us, I think we're getting out there on Thursday sometime and be there till Saturday night. And what we're going to be doing is we're going out to Red Rock Harley Davidson. We will definitely be there on Saturday from 11 to 3. They're going to be doing their previews of all the new bikes. We're probably going to go out Thursday night and get shots of some of the bikes and stuff beforehand. We might give because they're coming out on Wednesday. Harley's announcing them. They can't show them until after Wednesday, or during Wednesday, whenever they do the preview. They can start showing the bikes and selling them and things like that. So Tam put a few pictures on, I think Instagram, and where else you put them at?
I think it comes on Facebook
too. That she put pictures of some of the new colors. We were at one of the dealers over here that we don't recommend. And but yeah, we got another great video coming up on Santa Maria Harley Davidson. They're actually a dealer that sells for manufactured retail price. A lot of people said they never hear that before. Well, we do ask now when we go to these dealers, where are you at? Are you jacking it up, and they're not doing that. So we do find some dealers like that. And if you're looking for somebody to buy a bike and they're trying to charge you a premium price, when I bought my bike, that's what I did. I went in there and said right off the bat, I already looked at Harley's site and said, hey, this is the manufacturer retail price. I'm starting here. I don't care where you're starting. This is where I'm starting. And we worked it out. And I got what I wanted. I traded a bike in and all that kind of stuff. So when I got the 2014 I have now. So that's going to be going on. So we'll be in Vegas all on. We maybe get some other stuff going on in Vegas while we're there. What else do we do? Oh, we got the muffler place that we went to, the pipes and all that. We actually got a tour of a factory in California.
All American made.
Yes. And that's what I'm thinking about buying the mufflers. Even though they're expensive, it is some really high quality stuff that they're putting on there. And I was very impressed. And they pretty much let us see everything but their actual machines that do the bending, and they wouldn't show us the welding that they were doing. And I understand that because they don't want somebody else stealing their idea. And because they've been doing that, they've been in business for a pretty long time. I forgot to ask them how many years they've been in business, but they've been in business for quite a while. And
say hi? You're good.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if they want to be on YouTube.
I don't know.
The other grandkids jump right up.
You ask? Here, come here. Say hi. This is Liam. He's grandson number 3. He's 12 years old, and we're down here at his house, and his little brother. So he went to Disneyland yesterday. You want to show him what you got? A Thanos.
We'll put your cup in there, I guess.
It's a Thanos hand.
Oh, that's fair to put your cup in.
It's a Marvel thing, so you don't know what that is.
Yeah. So now you're famous. That's Liam. And so we got some pretty exciting things going on. And also and then the next week we come back on the 11th, we're hitting the road already, and we're heading on down to Daytona.
I got to finish getting the trailer ready.
And we've got a bunch of neat stuff lined up. There's actually going to be a tattoo, and a girls group's having a motorcycle show inside. I think it's at the Hard Rock. We've contacted them, and they're very interested in working with us. So I think we're going to get down there early and do a preview. Can't talk. A preview with them to get what they're going to be doing and things like that. Because I know that this year, I seen it last year, that they were trying to get the convention center kind of in line with going on with what's going on in Daytona. We're also trying to get some great information on Daytona. If any of you have been going to Daytona for a long time, you know Daytona don't give a rat's about any of us. Well, something has happened differently. And when we were there in October for the fall rally, it was October, right?
Yeah, October.
October, they were talking about in the newspaper I seen that the mayor's been having picked a special council to reevaluate Daytona Bike Week and try to figure out what they can do to make it better. So we're hopefully going to get to talk to somebody from the city. Would love to talk to the mayor. And so we got a connection with another person, which you may know, somebody famous in the area that has a lot of pull with the cities. And we're going to meet with them on the 23rd, I think it is. And they're going to tell us who they're going to give us the in and out of how we can get to all these people. Maybe they'll call for us and let us, because that's how we did it in Sturgis. Call in there and they get you right in the door and they love us after that. And they open the door and they're like, hey, you guys are there.
They'll love us in Daytona.
So we're trying to do the same thing we did in Sturgis that we do in Daytona. Try to get you guys with really good information. And hopefully from there, we'll get to talk to Daytona, also Ormond Beach. We're looking to try to talk to both police chiefs in both areas. So we're going to try to get you that really good information. This year, we're going to spend a lot of time trying to get you that really good information.
Just like we do in Sturgis.
Answer some questions.
Well, I've been trying to, but you.
You can answer. I'm going to get a drink from my Buc-ee's cup.
Ramblin' Rome's on. He wants to know when we're going to get to Daytona. So we're going to be in the area around the 18th. The 18th
or 19th is what I said. We're actually going to be in St. Augustine's first.
So Mohawk Mike's on. Pating.
We'll be in town next week.
Yep. So we'll have to get together. We haven't got together with Mohawk Mike. Phil says he's really excited to go to Sturgis. This will be his first year. He's got his he's talked to Mike at Kathmandu, so I guess he's going to stay down there too. I know I saw a guy out there walking around.
Barking dog here.
Ella, she's a little crazy. Danny's on. He says hi. Emery's on, and Susan just got on. She said in 2014 they ought to give you a newer bike than that.
Nobody's giving me a new bike. I had to buy it.
Oh, she wants to be in the building. Ella. I don't know if she'll come up here to me. She doesn't like me. Ella.
We have big dogs. If anybody knows, we have Charlie, the truck lab. We've always had big dogs, and they've always had little dogs, and they haven't really.
Sit down and get her up?
Little dog didn't really care for our big dogs, even though most of them are nice. I don't know if he'll get him. He's trying to pick it up.
Yeah. And see she can't touch her in certain places. She yips. She's really sensitive. Ella, come.
So what else is going on while they're entertaining the dog here, trying to get that going and stuff?
She missed the breaking news. What's going on? Robert just got on.
Okay. So what was all about is the Pasta Corral in Sturgis is reorganizing themselves due to some health issues that are making it just harder for them to cook and stuff. It's got nothing to do with the virus or anything like that. They don't have any cancer or nothing like that. It's just getting old and you just don't move like you used to. And it just was too hard.
She had
what's her name?
Tunnel, Margaret. She had carpal tunnel years ago. So that doesn't help. So she's already had surgery on that. And she says her wrists are bone on bone.
Shouldn't really say what's wrong with her.
Well, anyway, it's from all the stirring.
Yeah. So Margaret is very picky about how she does everything. And she's the only one that can cook the food and all that. And each year, we've kind of helped with this. We've kind of stirred the pot and got a lot of you guys going out there. And last year was just overwhelmed for her to where by the time the rally was over, she could hardly move. And it's part of just getting older. Arthritis is all kicking in. For any of you that are a little bit older, you know how that is. And even some young guys, I said, mine kind of started up from working on cars all those years.
In his back.
Yeah. And so I've got issues from that. So, but I mean, it's part of life. And what they're doing is they're going to reorganize the place. And what they're going to do is bring in some 5, what do they call that?
Food trucks.
No, 5 stars, 5.
Oh, 5-star review. They can only be top notch. She doesn't want to, because their food is always the best. So they don't want to disappoint anybody that does come out to visit them, since they're not going to have their pasta anymore. So they're talking about a barbecue truck that they've pretty much got figured out who they're going to get. They're looking at a Mexican place, and they're also looking at
Chinese or Asian,
and then maybe like a dessert truck, like an ice cream truck or something. But they have to be 5 stars. They're they're interviewing a lot of different food trucks. So if you go out there and you eat at one of those food trucks, I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed.
And what they have to do now is it's all got to be, they already had permits. They've still got their liquor permit. So there's be no problem selling beer and wine. So that no matter what, that's going to be out there. They're also going to be doing, they've got to wait about anywhere from, she said about a month to 3 months before they can get all the permits set up for the new vendor trucks. So, and also they got to get the vendor trucks so they can get the permits. I don't know how it works out there in South Dakota. If, you know, a lot of, like here in California where we're at today, the trucks all have their food permits and they can kind of go wherever they want and things like that. But in a situation like this, it's a little different. I think, I don't know if each truck has to get it, but she's got to get a whole new food license to have the food out there for these trucks. So it sounds like it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be something different. And I think it'll be pretty neat. And I hate to see that she's not having pasta no more. But it's just, they got to do what they have to do. And to have something like this, and they're going to have 4 or 5 different trucks out there in one location, I think it'd be pretty neat. Get a nice way to get away from Sturgis for the day. Even if you're out in Deadwood, you know, some of these little towns get so crowded that it's just tough to get in there. So I think that'll be neat. And they're only, if you don't know where the Pasta Corral is at, they're going to keep the same name, is if you are on Junction, and that's one of the main drags that run through town was Allen Junction come together there. If you go out Junction towards the highway, when you go underneath the highway there, that turns into Von Knocker Canyon Road. And that actually goes all the way out to Nemo, which is a great ride to go on. But you go 12 miles out, and on the right-hand side is their place. They have a giant lake there with rainbow trout in it, and it's a great place to park. And they're a cash-only place. I don't know what the food trucks will do. We'll let you know when that comes. But as soon as she gets everything ironed out, she's going to give us a call and give us the latest update. What happened here is when we did the food view the other day, and we were talking about places we like to eat, and we gave you our suggestions. We wanted to make sure, and we brought her in at the last minute, and we talked to her a couple months ago, and they didn't say anything. So one of our subscribers said that they heard at the end of the rally that they were having some issues and didn't know if they were going to do it this year or not. So that's what made us call yesterday to get the actual scoop, to give you exactly what's going on and get it from the people that actually put on the Pasta Corral. Right. So we wanted to give you that great information. So you guys could make plans, and if you didn't know about it, we just want to, you know, if we say something wrong on our feeds or any of our videos, we want to correct ourselves and let you know that, you know, hey, we make mistakes too, and
give you the correct information.
And because we have so many people, you know, got all these rallies going on, Daytona, we're making phone calls out there, we're making phone calls in the Sturgis now, and trying to get everything lined up. Place we were going to stay in Laconia is not going to happen now, so we're looking for another place in Laconia. And we don't know about that. We had somebody, we thought they were going to let us stay on their property, and they recommended us to somebody else. And it may be more than what we want to do. So we're looking for another option in Laconia to leave the RV and stuff while we're there. I think Adam Amsoil, and that's the other announcement we're making, is on Wednesday, our live, we're having Amsoil Adams coming on the channel with us. And he's going to talk about, we're both going to talk about batteries. Somebody at our live wanted to talk about wanted to know the difference between a lithium battery and a regular battery. And I know that's all new to everybody. And they actually said, one of our subscribers actually bought a battery from Adam, a lithium one, and he had told them a lot of good stuff about it. And so I called him yesterday and I said, hey Adam, you want to come on the channel? We'll talk about this and this and this. And he's like, hey, yeah, that sounds like fun. So he's going to come on, and that'll be next Wednesday. It's going to be the same time we had last week. 4 p.m. in Pacific, and then it's 7 o'clock on
Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern time. And then everybody else is in between. Unless you're in Alaska, and Neil, you're at 3 o'clock. And if you're in Hawaii, I think it's 2 o'clock or something, somebody said. So
crazy.
I don't know. I can't keep track of all the time.
That's really hard. That's the hardest part.
And then we're moving here across the timeline. So I actually wanted to do this video in an hour from now to give everybody a heads up. And because she was playing a game with the kids, and I'm like, holy crap, it says it's a 4-minute countdown. Get in here. We want to get this done. So here we are.
So they said to try Davis Campground in Laconia.
Davis Campground. Well, one of them I typed up on, and they wanted like $1,000 for the whole week. It was one of the ones that were on their website. I don't remember what it was, but I mean, we just can't justify that kind of money anymore because we're not making a lot of money. And so what we have to do now is we start looking at the different things. You know, we have these campground memberships that we can have, and we can try to book at this place, but we can only book 60 days out. So we have no idea. So if we don't get that one, then we won't be hitting Laconia this year. We'll do Myrtle Beach, and that'll be the end of the day. And so unless there's something on the way home, and then we'll be waiting for Sturgis to start. But we'll see how that all goes. We just found out today. The guy might have misunderstood when she sent him an email back in November, and he answered it last night or this morning. And he might have misunderstood what we were doing. The way she wrote it made it sound like we were staying at his house, not staying in our RV. And
that might scared him off.
Yeah. And so I don't know, but that's what we're looking for. It's great if people have power that we can plug into. That way it keeps the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff going. We do have a generator that can run for the air conditioner. The dog's coming with us this time. Charlie's going to be with us this whole year. Starting, we got to pick him back up tomorrow.
On the way back, yeah.
And he's at the other daughter's house that we were at the other day, which we weren't filming from there, so you didn't get to see them. But they're the ones that have been in a bunch of the videos.
Yeah.
And so Charlie's going to be back with us on Sunday, and then he'll be all with us. We're going to be in Las Vegas next weekend, too, debuting all the new bikes. We're going to do a live, actually, next Saturday, starting at about 11. I guess that's California time, too, isn't it? Las Vegas is. Yeah, California. So it'll be 11 o'clock Pacific time that we'll do a live there from the dealership in Red Rock Harley Davidson in Las Vegas. It's a really neat dealership. And all they are. They have the one they have in Las Vegas too. If you ever get to Las Vegas, you got to see the one that's on the Strip. They're all owned by, that's our hometown dealers. And they have like 5 dealerships that they own. And the owner is a great guy that owns it. We also did a great video. I just got it edited. I'm not sure when I'm going to put it up. It's a real short video. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes long. But it's on Santa Maria Harley Davidson. And that's when we were up in Pismo and did that tsunami, which turned out to be.
We're also going to be talking to Larry for the Bullhead City Run.
Yep. So he's going to have some new information for us next week. It looks like Art, for all of you that know Art, is going to do the videotaping and do some lives on Facebook from the rally, the Bullhead River Run. That'll be going on the same time when they used to have the Laughlin River Run. So he'll be over there filming all that kind of stuff. And they got a lot of girls that are going to be posing for him and stuff too. They also have the tattoo convention that'll be going on at the same time. He's going to get some footage of that. So it'll be pretty exciting. So Art will be out there by himself doing it. So you won't get to see any live videos from there like I do, like my daily post vlog like we do during the rallies. But he'll do some lives on Facebook. And
I have another subscriber, Mike. He's coming up from Phoenix. He said he'd do some Facebook lives too.
So we'll have some stuff on there.
Some coverage.
So you guys can see what's going on there, but you'll have to watch it on Facebook until Art gets me the chip to where I can edit it. And somewhere along the list, Art will mail it to us and we'll get it and we'll have it up in a couple weeks after the rally so you guys can check it out. So she's gonna get her glasses on so she can read some of your comments.
Well, I don't understand. From Non-Cal Refrigeration. It says, is Camp Zero still $20? Oh, $20. I thought it said 208. And I'm like, I'm not sure what 208 is.
That's the one in Sturgis.
That's the one. Camp Zero is part of Buffalo Chip.
Yeah, that's one that's in the back. We'll have to call.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know if they make you get the wristband or not. I
think over there you don't. I don't know. We'll call and see.
Yeah, we'll call them and see. And
we'll let you know.
They're probably here. We'll get them on live and she'll get the answers. And it's great. That's one of the things we love about Sturgis because most of the people know who we are, the campgrounds and things like that. And when she calls, they're in the city, they're like, oh yeah, damn, how's it going? So we know we're getting really good information. When she calls the chip, we talk, well, we have other people in the chip we talk to too, but the girls at the counter know us. And we gotta remind all you ones that go to the Buffalo Chip that's got it booked to thank those girls for their hard work. They love chocolate and wine. We got kind of late last year reminding everybody of that. So we have to kind of remind them once in a while about that.
Can you say hi? This is Hudson.
Oh, get on the camera. Wait.
This is grandson number 4.
He's the youngest. Might not be open. They should be open today.
No, they're only open Monday through Friday.
I think they're open on the weekends. I guess we won't get that information today. Sorry.
We'll get it for you by Monday. Or we'll do it on the next live.
Yeah. And so we'll find out that and see what's going on there. You look at all your comments, make sure you're getting them all.
I'm trying. And, there's Mike. He's gonna go if he goes, he thinks he's pretty sure he's gonna go to Bullhead City River Run. He's gonna also. He says, "Pating, my friends."
Yep. We do appreciate all you guys hanging out with us all the time. And even in this last minute, don't have a whole lot of people on the day. It looks like about 60 people on the day. Giving that thumbs up.
Yeah,
we do appreciate all you guys. We got some neat videos. We got a couple of videos that are coming out now that are just some highlights building up to Daytona, because everybody's getting hungry for Daytona. Looks like we're going to have a really good crowd. All the campgrounds are sold out. There's some boondocking spots still available, but that's it. Hotels now are pretty full. The ones that still are left are outrageous. They're like $300 up a night. And of course, all these places do that, just like a Sturgis. I always remind people, never too late to book your reservations. And you look at some of these places, you don't, some of them you have a little bit of cancellation time, some of them you don't. But look and see. We talked about the, what's the lowest price one? Across from Drag Pipes, right across the street from the Full Throttle Saloon, is only $150 for the whole rally for one person in an RV. So it's $150 for each person. But I think that ends up being about the best price you can get to stay.
If you're going on a budget and you can boondock, there you go.
Yep. And so that's not a bad place. He's got a guy that can dump, and I think they got water on the property you can use to fill your tank, and they got somebody coming in, but it costs you to have it pumped out. But I mean, that's not a bad deal. And so he still had a lot of spots left over. Very nice guy. He's actually lives in Missouri. Actually lives very close to where we used to live. We lived in Missouri. And I couldn't believe how fast the guy, because they said you can either fill the information out or you can text him. If anybody is staying at the Van Knocker Canyon Campground, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Their phone number's disconnected. Does anybody know anything about them? Last year people were saying they were trying to call them and couldn't get into them. So I don't know. They got all their information on the internet, but I mean, it'd be kind of sad if you're sending all your information there and you find out that happened in Deadwood last year for Sturgis 2 years ago, I guess, when they had that pandemic, that the hotel closed up and never opened. And I don't know if those people ever got their money back. But I mean, there's nothing worse than finding out that, hey, I show up to your event and there's the place ain't there no more. It's closed up. So yes, bad situation. So I'm always leery about things like that, because a lot of these campgrounds open and close and they resell.
And they usually only open right for Sturgis, and then that's it. There's nobody there before and there's nobody there after.
There's other ones, Days End, they open early. Kickstands is open year round. He's out there all the time. We tried to call him a couple of times, but his wife runs it a lot, and she's in, is it Arkansas or Tennessee? And she has a real job. Not saying the campground's not a real job. Yeah. And then he stays at the campground year round. And
that's his main job. And then she's got another.
So then they said the only time they're actually answering the phone is when the bars open at night, which I don't know. If she's not there, he didn't really want to talk on camera. He'd probably give me some information. But we did find out that there you can stay the 175, and that includes the boondocking. But a lot of places I looked at, like Hog Heaven, they're all sold out of camping. There's no camping available left there. Maybe some boondocking, but no camping. But they charged you extra for a spot for camping. I don't remember what it was. And then there's a couple campgrounds I looked at. One of them, I don't remember which one it is. I don't have my notes in front of me. Charge you $30 for processing fee on top of their daily rate.
Getting like Vegas, they have those resort fees.
I'm like, that sucks, because you think you're getting hey, that's a really good deal. But by the time you add all the fees on and the tax, it's like, crap, that sucks. Well, the guy out there at not kickstands, but out there at drag pipes, it's $150, and that's it. No taxes, no fees, no nothing. That's it. And he's got a bar out there, and then can't remember if he said he had showers and stuff out there or not. I think
you said they had a bathhouse.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you can call out there and check, or you can text him. Don't email him. He likes texting is the best way to get guys. The guy called me right back. If you're interested in going out there and checking him out. Some of the other places that didn't get back to us, Steel Pony, we never heard back from them. A lot of the other places I just looked, we got to talk to Full Throttle, Pappy Hoyle. They had spots. They're adding 100 more spots. Can you believe that?
They're going to be one of the biggest campgrounds out there.
Especially with full hookups. I don't know if anybody's going to have the full hookups that Jesse's going to have out there.
So, because it's pretty much out there in the
field.
But I mean, if they start planting some trees and they grow up over the next few years, it's going to be a really nice place.
And
so my guess, we talked about Pasta Corral. I don't know if you heard all the information, that they're still going to be open for business. They're still going to have their beer and their wine.
They're reorganizing.
So they're going to have food trucks now, because it's just getting to be a little too much for them to cook all that food, because she does it all herself. So they're going to have some food trucks. They're going to be all top notch. If they're not a 5-star review, They're not going to go with them. They're reviewing them now. They're looking at for sure probably. That's an oxymoron. They're looking at a barbecue truck, Asian truck, and a Mexican truck, and then maybe some sort of dessert truck like a
ice cream or
cream
pies
truck,
or
something like that.
Which
So
would be pretty neat.
so they have to restructure, reorganize, redo all their permits and all that kind of stuff. They are going to be open. They're welcoming people out. It's a great place to stop and just relax. It's not the hustle bustle of the rest of the area during the Sturgis rally.
And we'll be giving you more information on that. She's going to call us back in a couple months once everything gets ironed out, and we'll do a debate.
A debut.
That's it. We'll put that out and let you know breaking news on the Pasta Corral. Here's what they've got, and here's what's going on. I think it. Not saying it's going to be better. I like the pasta, and it was neat to go out there and eat there. But to be able to go out there, and more and more cities are doing that. Like I said, we're in California now. It's a big thing here.
Food trucks everywhere.
Down in I guess it was in Orlando. We were there. They had a whole area that just the food trucks stay there year round.
Yeah. And
they're behind the shopping center, and there's like 15, 20 food trucks.
There was a
that way
bunch.
you can go in there and you kind of get what you want. But here you got a lot more seats. They've no problem with beer and wine. That license is good already for the rally. So no matter what, they will have beer and wine out there.
It is cash only though.
Yeah. But we don't know. We'll see when the vendor trucks get there, if they'll take cards or not. We'll see how this all going to work out. And we'll be giving you that information as soon as she gets back with us and lets us know what's going on. So that was the breaking news today because we did the video on it last week about great places to eat that we've ate at. A lot of people are out here putting videos out here and telling you different things about this and that and this. We only emphasize on things that we've done and places that we've ate. And, campgrounds are a little different, but most of the campgrounds that we talk about, we have visited all of them. And we've talked to some of the owners or the management or whoever's there. So we're giving you what we feel when we get there. And I've been camping since 1964. So I've got a little bit of experience in camping grounds and things like that. And so that's where I base my experience.
Expertise.
Yeah. Put my information on. And everybody's a little different. And I know we're going to see a lot more videos coming out here on different campgrounds. And, there's a couple different ones. I seen the one the other day. Somebody's got out from last year that was on Days Inn. They're more, they spent, I guess they stay there. So they're showing you that campground from what they see from the years they've stayed there, which is great. And Kathmandu is kind of the same thing for us. We've stayed there probably the most of all the places we know. But in our case, it's a little different because we're really not there. Even when we didn't have a YouTube channel, we were out all the time. We love to ride. We love to go out and see things and do all this stuff. And that's kind of what we made our channel about, because when we started doing this, when we went to Sturgis the very first time, we had no freaking idea what was going on. all we knew was we watched the TV show Full Throttle. And I'm like, I gotta go. You know, we've gone to Love Run. We've been to Love Run in California a couple times. And then we've been to Laughlin. We did Laughlin River Run for, I don't know, 15 or 17 years in a row. I've been to the Reno one up there. We've been to Arizona and did their bike week before I ever did YouTube. And when I seen Sturgis, I thought, you know, that's what was going, which of course, everything that goes on a reality show is not true. Probably none of it is. But we wanted to go. We wanted to go and meet all them and see what that. And I loved it that we got to go when the old Full Throttle. It'll never be the same, but it's a different. He's gone to a different page, and you know, what he's building now is totally different from what he had. But it's a different theme. It's more machinery and industrial and stuff like that. And it's kind of neat versus what he had the other place, which was more of a, I don't know what you want to call it, wooden pallet museum or something, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, I like it.
More rustic. It was very like old west, rustic.
I like that. I love the old Full Throttle. And so that's what got us there. But when we got there, we had no idea what to do. You know, we only rode on Iron Mountain Road. I didn't even know there was a Needles Highway. I thought it was the same one.
And the same. You
know, we did Custard and we did Deadwood and I think we went all the way out to Devil's Tower. We didn't do the Badlands that year. But we did a lot of riding around and seen a lot of things, and some Topless Tuesday and stuff, didn't know anything about that, and just a lot of different events that go on. We knew about the Sundance burnouts. I think we went there the first year and seen that go on, but it's hard to find out what's really going on. And when you start looking, just like now, Daytona, people are like, where's the list for all the bands that are playing? They're not out yet. Some are. They got Main Street listed. If you go on our Facebook page, group page, I'm posting all the flyers when I get them from the vendor or the I guess they're vendors.
Promoters.
We're putting that up and letting you guys see them there. That's the best place to go to get the current stuff. I don't want to put it in a video because it's going to flash by and you really aren't going to see it that well. That's the only place I've got. Maybe we could try Instagram, putting them on there. I don't know. But that's about it. We got a TikTok one, but I haven't started it yet. It's under Bob and Tam's. And, or maybe it's Bob and Tam. I don't know. I have to look it up. It's on this phone. And so we'll have to look that up and see what that is. But we just wanted to get you all that on there. Did anybody come back and say how much they paid for their slip-on mufflers?
No, nobody said.
We
went some new slip-on mufflers, but he thinks they're too expensive.
We went and toured. I don't know. You don't want to call them just a muffler place because they make header pipes. They make everything. Full exhaust for
motorcycles.
Lots of motorcycles.
All kinds, not just.
They got a special one just for Indians, for you Indian riders that we'll be showing you. And but they wanted almost $700 for 2 slip-ons. Fancy tips on the ends and stuff, which I know that's expensive. That's about $150 just for the tips on the back. But it's all machine made there. It's all, we got a grand tour of this place. They showed us pretty much everything but their bending machines and their welding they were doing. But other than that, they showed us everything and they didn't hide anything and been in business for a long time. I actually bought mufflers from this place on my 01 and my 09. See, I only paid about $400 back then. That was back in probably 2012 or 2010 when I bought those mufflers. But I guess things are more expensive now. And I've been going back and forth. They give us a 10% discount if I buy it, since we're a YouTube channel. And so I don't get a really big discount on a lot of this stuff. They want to sell me a header pipe, but I'm like, I got that one. The new S&S, which it is nice. If you put all their stuff together and I show it on the video, it all puts together and it looks like it's all one piece. And it does look nice. But I just can't justify buying after I've already bought the S&S pipe. So probably not. But I am thinking about the mufflers, but we were supposed to pick them up there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them or not. I don't know yet. So we're still thinking about that. But if anybody's got any new slip-ons, let me know.
Where they're charging.
That's right. What you paid for your last slip-ons and where you got them at. So if you got them in the last year.
Scott's on and Charlie's on. He says hello. There was somebody else. Sunday spreading. So they're on.
So we do have a problem with Buc-ee's. We will discuss that when we get to the first Buc-ee's. They've screwed up.
According to us.
Well, when I tell you what they've done and what they're doing,
Susan's on.
You're going to say the same thing. That this is the most effed up thing that a company could have ever done. And we'll tell you about that when we pull into the first Buc-ee's in Texas. We'll give you the whole update on that and tell you what we found out about that. And probably still going to do business with them, but not very happy with how they do this process. So that will be coming too. So we got some really great videos coming up. We're going to be in Las Vegas next weekend. If anybody lives in Las Vegas, we'll be out there on Thursday through Saturday evening. I don't think I'll stay till Sunday. We're going to be out at Red Rock Harley. They're going to do their big debut of all the new bikes, and we're going to do a live from there next Saturday. So that'll be exciting. Wednesday this week coming up, it's going to be our another live, and we're going to have Amsoil Adam on. We're going to be talking about lithium batteries. What's the good, the bad, the ugly, and why do I not want one, and why do I want one, and how about that battery tender? You know, do you plug that thing in all the time? We're going to talk about that too. A guy lost his bike, his garage, his Corvette, and a whole bunch of other stuff in his house. And they believe, fire chief says that the fire started at the bike and he had that plugged in. So that's as close as they could get because, of course, everything burned up. That he believes it was the tender that caused the fire. So we're going to talk about that too and give you some ideas of how to test it and make sure it's working right and all that good stuff.
So Susan gave us a good idea. She said, try Reserve America, because we do have that RPI, which we've never used.
But a lot of that, a lot of times on those it's like we do. We have coast to coast too. And when I was reading the thing, they got one about 50 miles away. And when I was looking at it in the fine print, they give you, it's like a good Sam's Park to give you 10 or 20% off. But they tell you that during special events, they don't give the discounts. So I don't know if they consider 50 miles away. So that's
part of the event.
Yeah. Because, people are going out. Now, that's why we're going this year, because we're not going to go with the 100th. We'd go with the 99th. Wouldn't be nowhere near there at the 100th. And So we're hoping to go there. That's the plan to go there. That's the agenda that we're going. But we thought we had two people that were willing to let us boondock on their parking lot. I don't know if they had electric or not. I don't remember what the situation. She's talked to a couple people over. Some of you that's come online and said, hey, I got a place. You guys can camp next to our garage, or like we're doing in Daytona. One of our, I don't think he was a subscriber. Somebody we met.
Yeah.
We talk to him every day.
He's a subscriber now, I think.
Yeah, we talk to him every day in Daytona. And the last day we were there, he's like, I got this place right up the street. It's got 5 acres. I got a big garage. He actually is retired from his business that he did and still does it. And he said we could park on the side of his garage, and he's got like 110. That'll be enough to keep the refrigerator and all of our batteries charged up. And if it gets too hot, we'll have to run the generator. But we're far enough away from his house that it shouldn't be a problem running our generator and stuff at night or during the day, whatever. Keep Charlie cool. And so we'll see how that all works out. But that'll be so we got that. And of course, he's opened the door, and it's no charge. We did have the place in Daytona that we stayed at during the fall rally. That was still an option this year. But what we wanted there is that's in a little neighborhood. It's a very small street. And we heard some things about the neighborhood, not the safest in the world. We had no problem with it. But I don't want to take a chance, especially with the dog in there. So we decided that when this gentleman offered it, we decided, hey, we'll go ahead and try him this year and see how that works out. And if it doesn't work out so well, maybe we'll go back to the other lot on next spring. Because we're not doing the fall rallies this year in Florida. Just not long enough.
So Mike says some places charge for the entire exhaust system just for the slip-ons, for the price of the slip-ons.
Well, this one doesn't.
No.
This one's like when I go on their website, because I wanted to see if they really were giving me any kind of discount at all.
They really giving
and for their whole exhaust system for my bike was about $1,300. So that was the header pipe and the mufflers. And so I don't know. Well, I just seen somebody the other day did a video. I think they gave away some pipes, and he said they were like $700 pipes too. So I was like, and that's some company I never even heard of that he gave away. So I was like,
and like you said, these are all American made.
Yeah, and I know this company. I bought from
100%.
them before. I thought they'd give us a little better deal. Free commercial, and so I don't know. But it is what it is, and he's given us a little bit better of a deal, but it still isn't. I'm still paying a lot of money for him, nowhere near $400. And so I don't know. I haven't called anybody else.
He hates to be parted from his money.
Yes. And there's so much expenses to start with all this stuff. Gas is going to cost us probably close to $1,000 to $1,500 just to get across the United States to get to Daytona. We average about 9 miles a gallon in the truck, and depending on what gas is, here it's insane. I paid $4.49. That's the cheapest for diesel here. And normally, right now, most postal stations are about $3.90 or $4.99, right around $5 for diesel in California. It's insane over here. Everybody's wearing masks still. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And so be glad to get on the road. Be glad to get back to Arizona. Gas, I don't know what it is today, but when we left, I paid $3.32 a gallon at our Sam's. And they have really good gas because we burn that all the time. And the unleaded regular was like $2.89. So I'm glad to get back to Arizona where the gas is a little more reasonable. And we look across the United States already on our gas buddy and stuff and seeing that gas is about that same price. It looks like we're going to be paying, as long as it doesn't go up, about $3.50 a gallon overall average. And so it depends on that. And then we try, if it doesn't snow, it doesn't get freezing cold, we boondock all the way across, which means we're staying in places like, we don't do a lot of Walmarts, but I mean, we have Cracker Barrels and we stay at Home Depots and
Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's,
rest areas, wherever it is, just to do the night stay. And we try to do that all the way across the United States. And then we'll be down in St. Augustine's. We're going to be the first night, we're staying in a church parking lot just to get there because we don't know what time we're going to get there. And then the next days, we're going to be staying at one of our local Elks that are down there for 2 or 3 days. I think we got electric there.
18 through the 22nd. 22nd.
So we'll be down there, and Rat Fink, I don't know if he's on or not. He may be working today.
He might be.
He's going to give us a grand tour of St. Augustine's. We went down there last year, and it's a really neat town.
It is.
And
it's a little overwhelming. You don't know where to go.
Yep. So he's going to give us a tour of the best places to go to. We're going to film all that for you guys. So that way, when you get down there that video is going to come out before the rally, and we'll talk about, hey, here's where you need to go. If you want to come out to St. Augustine, here's the hot places to check out. And we did Gatorland down there last year.
Oh, yeah.
That was really neat. Yeah. But I mean, that's like a day down there. It's more like if you brought your kids and stuff. I don't know if it's just a bunch of bikers want to go down there and see a bunch of gators. But it was really neat.
They had a lot of
really
different
neat.
animals. It was kind of like a little bit of a zoo.
Yeah. And it wasn't like Gatorland, but
No.
similar. They had other things too. They had some birds and
Roberto's on.
Yep. So it was pretty exciting. So we probably won't do that, but I know they got a fort down there you can go through. We probably won't tour that. We're probably going to be more looking at the bars, restaurants, things like that to check out down in St. Augustine's. We're going to try to show you some of the different rides. We'll do the Ormond Loop real quick and kind of show you that. There's a couple places to stop along the Ormond Loop, but one of them I think charges like $2 to get in. I've never stopped there, but we've seen that. I got a couple neat places. There's another place that's got a treehouse restaurant. We're going to go check that out before the rally.
Outside?
We've got a bunch of neat things like that we're going to show you this year that we never showed you last year. We're working on, what's the motorcycle races called?
I don't remember. Somebody had put it on there last year.
And so we're going to try to go down to the dirt track.
Billy Lane.
That Billy Lane puts on. We got a connection with that. We're going to try to see if we can get in. Problem with a lot of the stuff that we look at and why we're looking for connections and stuff is because we go in these events and probably spend about 45 minutes to an hour and we're adios. I'm not going to spend 25 to $50 for each one of us to go in and film something. And we're not even going to enjoy anything. We're there to film. We highlight what they're doing and going. So we look now for our places that want to let us get in for free for the free advertising. And once they kind of figure out what we do, most of them are very receptive to what we have because a lot of you guys follow what we do and go by our recommendations. So they're going to get the money in the long run if they go to that event, like this bike show at the Hard Rock. I think it's $25 a person. Well, once again, I can't pay $50 for us to go in there and film for maybe 45 minutes to an hour and I'm adios because it's just, we're not there to enjoy the. That's the difference between us and a lot of other YouTubers at rallies. We're actually there to work. We're working the rallies for you guys, showing you the good things. And we enjoy doing this. I like to do this. I like to see a lot of different things. I love talking to the people. I love getting the inside information from the vendors, from the promotion people that want to talk to us and stuff. And it's really neat. And I think it gives you guys a different look too, because there really isn't any other YouTube channel out here doing what we do, which it is a lot of work. And people are like, how do you guys do that? Well, we are retired. I have a pension coming in from my work, and she's got some money coming in from her work that she had. So we have money that we can survive on. It's just this is extra up and above money. So that's why we look for the places to save money at. Kathmandu, we got a great deal there. We stayed there. So we look for people that want to take advantage of what Kathmandu. A lot of you are staying at Kathmandu because we are going to be there, and they know that. So
let's see where he's going.
So she's gonna go check the grandkid, and he's gonna go across the street and play, I guess. He's only 5. So make sure he doesn't go out in traffic and run around and get ran over, because I thought he'd be mad if he gets run over by a car. So she's gonna go out there and check that out real quick. So let me look at some of the comments while she's out there. Let's see what the heck is going on. Yep. Somebody said they thought the treehouse restaurant sounded a little squirrely, but I mean, it's really a neat looking place. But it's on the ground too, but some of it's up in the tree. If you Google it, you'll see it out there. Okay, slip-on muffler. Somebody wrote that a touring chassis used to be around $400 to $500. Now they're mostly $600 to $900 range. Holy crap! Depending on the HDSD, street Connors were $400 and now $600. So yeah, I was kind of thinking that after that other YouTube channel put something out the other day that they gave a muffler away, which I've heard of that company, but it's not it's not like Vance and Hines or any of the big names, and said that one was over almost $700. I thought, that does seem, I guess that's right. There's somebody else put $700 for some chrome from Coastal Moto. Camping in New Hampshire resort is $179. Seems high to me. See, that's what we look at is now, if you're just going to a rally, I guess I just did a handful of these ones at the bottom. If you want to look at those again, anything up from the campground. But yeah, when you're going to a motorcycle rally, camping does get expensive, but you can, it's like going to Disneyland. If you're going to go to a resort or you're going to go on a vacation to Grand Canyon or Niagara Falls or New York, wherever you're going to go, you're going to pay a premium price for where you stay. And people don't realize that with a motorcycle rally. This is a rally, and it's going to cost you more money. And, some of them are even higher than that. And a lot of people complain about the Buffalo Chip. It's not the most expensive place to stay. There's a couple there that are even higher than that when it comes to their cabins and stuff like that. So it's like, you got to figure out. That's why I tell people, you got to figure out what you want to do. Like Kathmandu for their full. Well, they don't really, they don't. They're sold out of their full hookups. So the same people get it every year. So you can only get the electric and the water there. And they got a dump place there. But they got great showers and clean. And that's what we like. We just take our showers there and we only use the bathroom for a toilet. So we have like a 46-gallon black tank. So we can make it the whole time during the rally and never have to dump the tanks till we leave. And he's got a dump station there. So you bring your Blue Boy or whatever, you can do that too. And people do that.
Somebody says they're booking Sturgis as they're watching us.
Yeah. Because this is normally, I always try to book within the first weeks of January if I didn't book from the year before. Just because of you want to get you don't want to get that last crappy spot that's, well, shit is. And that's how we got to Kathmandu the first time is we drove over there and we said, I think it was the day or two after the rally, and we said, what spots do you still have available? And he said, okay, here's like 5 spots. And we drove around, we looked at them all. And we found a nice one that had kind of some grassy area in the front, and it was on a corner, and we were right across from back of their house. So we had a place to let Charlie run. That's supposed to let Jug run, but they never said nothing. So we go there and we got to pick a spot. To where a lot of these campgrounds, like I noticed when you book at Glencoe, you don't get to pick the spot on the website. So I don't know how they do it. If you just show up and they give you a spot now,
or is it first come first serve?
Yeah,
I don't know.
And so I don't know if they escort you like they do at the Buffalo Chip. Buffalo Chip, you at least get to pick your area where you're at. And like I say, we were there really early. But I mean, when the guy took me down there, he says, where do you want to kind of be? I said, well, I don't want to be in the gully because in case it rains, I don't want the truck to flood or the trailer to flood. I'd like to be a little bit up high, but I don't want to be right on top of the Bikini Beach. So we kind of looked around. I said, well, how about, he said, well, because use his experience. The guy's been working there like 8 years or something, or 15 years. And he now does this. And he's like, I think he does security too. And he said, here's a spot I would recommend. So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, let me back in, see how level it is. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a great spot. It worked out really good for us. And I was happy with that. But there's other times you go to places and they say, here's your spot. And there you go. Like when we do Daytona, a lot of times that's your choice. You get the spot you get.
Well, that one campground we said we had to pick a spot.
Yeah, the RV spot we did, the RV Raceway. It was on a map and we picked out the spot when we booked it. And so we didn't really know what it was going to be till we got there, but it ended up being, it was all right, which we'd rather have had a different spot, but it was all right for when we were there.
Well, what worked out, because they were pretty close together, and the guy, we were there a day, I think the next guy pulled in right next to us. Next morning he was gone. And then some people said that I don't know.
I think they got sick. Maybe they got the virus. I don't know what it was, but they were really
there
nice
one
people.
Day, gone the next.
I talked to him, never met the lady, and they had some bikes. I think they had a motorhome with a trailer, and they unloaded their bikes. And we get up in the morning. They were there in the morning when we got up. When we got back that evening, they were gone. So we're like, they go someplace with their motorhome? Where the heck they go? Well, they were gone for a while. And then I went around. We started talking to the people in the campground with YouTube, and somebody said, oh, they left. I'm like, they left. So then we went up to the office. And they said, nope, we don't re-rent that lot out. Those people paid for it for the whole rally. They might come back. So I just moved the truck over there and I parked the truck over there. And so it worked out really good. And
so it was nice. We had a little extra room there.
So it's because some of these spots get really, really close when you go to these rallies like this. You're on top of people. And the Buffalo Chip wasn't too bad, but I did see some when you're up there in that top 40 up there in the back. I don't know what they call it. That's what it's called. The back 40. Some of them are slide to slide or touching. Where we were at, we had but we don't have slides. Yeah. So I put my trailer right on the line to where I was just on it. And then we had a big area. I had enough room to pull the truck in, put the awning out, all that. Well, they ended up the spot next to us. They used as the road to get the people that were behind us in the campground. So that kind of sucked when things would drive through there, but hey, it is what it is.
And we backed all the way up to the back of the line, which we should have put some stuff back there because the tent sites, man, they were right up against. We would have never been able to put the tailgate down, but oh well.
But we never really do that anyway. So but yeah, it's when you're looking at a lot of these campgrounds, that's what you might ask when you're calling, can I reserve a spot, or where are you going to put me at, or is it first come, first serve? How soon can I get there? A lot of these campgrounds, you can get in a day or two before the rally starts. Glencoe's like that. You can actually, I didn't tell you this, but you can go to the tent area and you can get in a week before the rally. get that perfect spot. Now, what's bad about Glencoe is in that area, they call it, starts with a T and it ends in alley. And during that area, there's a lot of people that have been going there for a long time, and they feel that they have an area that is their area. And if you get there early and you put your RV there, your tent, and they get there, they're going to give you a lot of crap that's my area. I've been there for 10 years in this area and it's mine. So I have a friend that actually, we have a friend, Tony, that goes there, and somebody gave him a little bit of trouble, and he's been going for about 14 or 15 years. So we might get him on next week. We're going to go talk to him. Maybe we'll do another live.
With Tony.
Yeah, I don't know. When are they leaving? They're out by our house out in Quartzside. We'll have to see. We may have to go out a day early.
Yeah.
I do a Tuesday live. And I don't know if we can do a live from out there because it's out in Quartzside. And
unless we meet somewhere halfway. Maybe we meet in Parker.
And we can do a live from him, and you guys can ask questions about Glencoe because he knows it all about Glencoe. The good, the bad, and the not so ugly. And so we had him on when the girls did the try on clothes at One Sexy Biker Chick last year downtown.
In Sturgis.
Yep. They did. We did a live while they were changing clothes. We answered questions about Glencoe and stuff like that. Says Glencoe does not want us inside filming their adventures.
Their prerogative.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time with the owners talking to them and all this, and then they ended up telling me like the next day they're like, we'd rather not have you really say anything about it.
Just promote Sturgis.
Yeah, refer everybody to our website. And it's like whatever. So we didn't end up putting nothing out about Glencoe. And I think we did a drive-through there before and after.
That was 2020.
Yeah.
That was
there,
at the end.
And that was about it. And I know at Glencoe, a lot of people love Glencoe, and there's nothing wrong with Glencoe. I don't know if we'll ever. I don't know if I'll ever stay there. Well, we might someday, but I don't know. But it is each campground is a little different. Just like people say, I see a lot of people badmouth the Buffalo Chip, and it's like the dust is so bad, and this is so bad, and that is so bad. I bet you on Glencoe, on that one street that starts with a T and ends in alley, there's a lot of drunk SOBs out there and running around on, burnouts and all the stuff that's going on. So same thing kind of can happen in the Buffalo Chip. But a campground is a campground, and it is what it is. Did it get dusty at the campground last year? Yes, it did. But I bet you if you were at Pappy Hoyle's campground, it was dusty there when the vehicles were driving around. But the difference in the Buffalo Chip is there's something going on inside the campground all the time. They got all these events. So that's what's got people driving around all that. They got the food trucks out there. They got the places to eat and all that. They got the concerts and all that stuff to where Pappy Hoyle, for instance, you got to go over to the bar to get most of the stuff that's going on. You can't, I don't think they even sell any beer on Pappy Hoyle. They got the restaurant that they do the breakfast at, but I don't think you can buy any draft beer or anything like that from the store. I've never seen it. If somebody knows, let me know. But other than that, you got to go into the Full Throttle to get, if you want to brew or get a drink or whatever you want, unless you bring your own stuff, of course. Where at the Buffalo Chip, you can go, you drive around and they got stuff all over the place going on, selling stuff and selling beer and liquor and stuff. They got beer stands set up. So that's different from a lot of the other campgrounds. And then you go to like Chris's campground. It's in Spearfish, which is an excellent choice. The video we watched the other day, or video we made the other day about where to stay in Sturgis is a great video for people, even if you've been there a bunch of times, to watch that video because it talks about where do you want to stay based on what do you want to do. Because, if I stay in Spearfish and I plan on riding out to the Badlands a couple of times, well, you just added another 30 or 40 miles versus if you would have just stayed around Rapid City someplace and probably would have saved a little bit of money by staying in Rapid City. So it just depends on what you want to do, because unless we go for 40 days and we still never get everything done. So when we used to go before, we would leave on Thursday, we would arrive in Sturgis the Thursday before the rally, and we left the Thursday morning of the rally, during the rally. So we were there one full week, and we never, ever, ever got to do all the things that we wanted to do, which you can do, that's there. So that's why I would recommend if you're going to be continuously going to Sturgis, unless you got this campground, hey, I love the Buffalo Chip, hey, I love Glencoe, or I love this place, or I love to stay down, hang out in downtown, is I would travel different places, just like what we're doing. First 2 weeks that we get to Sturgis, we're going to be in Rapid City. We're going to do all of our rides and everything that are out that way. Then what are we doing? We're coming into Sturgis. We're going to the Buffalo Chip for a week before the rally. We're going to stay there to get all the stuff that's going on at the Buffalo Chip. We'll get all the stuff that's being set up in Sturgis, see the tents going up, and start meeting with all the different bars and stuff before pre-starts. Then when the rally starts, we're going to move over to Kathmandu, which we've got the bus now that takes us in town. So we've already pretty much got all of our riding done at that point. So at that point, the 2 weeks of Sturgis is when we go around and we check out all the events that are going on and show you what's going on
day to
day. And then this year we're doing it. If you watched our fall series, we have changed how we do our videos now. Is we go out in the morning. I try to get back mid-afternoon, edit that video, get it out at around 4 or 5 o'clock that time, which is mountain time. Get it out to where you guys can still see it. If you get home that night, you can look at it and say, hey, here's what's going on tomorrow. Here's what's going on. So you know where to go and what
you might want to do tomorrow if you don't already have it planned out.
And so we're trying to do that versus putting a video out the next morning to where a lot of people are already gone and they never see it. And so we're trying to do that and try to give you guys more information. We're trying to keep our Facebook page, group page up to give you more content of where we're at, because a lot of people want to know where we're at. Most of the time, somebody wrote me the other day and want to know when we're going to Devil's Tower. I have no freaking idea. I don't even know for sure what day we're showing up in the Sturgis yet or getting to the Black Hills. We have an idea, and if Laconia changes, well, then that's all going to change. We may be in Sturgis 2 months before it starts. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes, but I love Sturgis. And so Daytona is what's coming up next, and it's getting really exciting. We're not too far away from that. I think somebody the other day said it's like 44 days now away from Daytona starting. We're only, somebody else wrote 100 days for something else was getting ready to start. I don't know what the 100 days was. I don't think it was Sturgis.
If it was Myrtle Beach.
I don't know. But Myrtle Beach is coming up too. And we'll see how that all goes. We're looking this year to change. After this year, we're looking to do videos differently again the following year for 2023. We're only going to
Don't you get bored with us.
Yeah, well, we want to know, because it is true. You go to these rallies and a lot of them are exactly the same as they are every year. Nothing changes. Some of them even have the same bands come back. It's just sad. Buffalo Chip does that. They rotate through a lot of the same bands, and it's like, I'm not there to tell him how to do his business, but I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of people want to hear Rob Zombie. I'm not a Rob Zombie fan.
I like the good old 70s rock and roll.
There's a lot of, we would have liked to see, which I tried to send him something and ended up finding out that you had to log into his account to send you an email. And I had, a couple bands. One she really loved that we seen here last year was George Thorogood. And he's a biker. Born to Be Wild. Isn't it Born to Be Wild? No,
that's Steppenwolf. He sings Move It On Over, and
he's got one big famous song.
I know.
You have to look on your phone. But whatever. So we were going to recommend them. We were also going to recommend one of the people I think that we should end the rally up on Saturday night. Now, we'll see if any of you like that. Jimmy Buffett. I think Jimmy Buffett ending up the rally on Saturday instead of some rapper or whatever they had. Bad to the Bone. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
That's my ringtone. I wasn't thinking.
So I think Jimmy Buffett would be I have no idea what he would charge, but I mean, that would be the ultimate thing. Go out and dump, the last day, go down front, dump a bunch of sand down front. And
if you've ever been to a Jimmy Buffett concert, it's crazy.
Well, if you've ever been, we used to have a great one here in California. They had a venue that opened up at noon, and people brought everything in, and swimming pools and things to stick your boobs in and all this different stuff. And it was just wild, crazy,
hamburgers,
and fun. You were pretty much cheeseburgers. Everybody was pretty much drunk by the time the concert started. That probably made it that much better. But you didn't have to buy all that liquor inside. People give away free shots. It was just a fun time. And I think that would be, and I mean, it's not really a biker thing, but I mean, I think Jimmy Buffett would be a fun concert to have and be an experience. Plus, you'd be bringing in people too.
Parrot heads.
That may not be bikers. And because if anybody stays to the bitter end, Friday and Saturday is locals only. Pretty much for the end of the rally. And it's a whole different atmosphere of people. A lot of kids running around, teenagers and running around. And that's one of the reasons we used to leave on Thursday. And we hang around now because we got to cover all this for you guys. So kids are yelling. And so that's one of the. I had another band I wanted to recommend, but I can't think what the other one was. But I mean, even what we thought about. Who is it that Adam Lampert's? Oh, Queen. Having the one now that has Adam Lampert, isn't that his name?
Yeah, Adam
He's
Lampert.
now the head singer there, and he sings pretty good. It sounds
He's
really
good.
good. Does a really good job. And we've never seen Queen. So that would be a neat one to see. I'd like to see that. I know they tried to get REO Speedwagon to come back. That's that's a little mellow, which we're REO's fans. But I know some bands, people always ask for like AC/DC, Bob Seger. He talked on our review about Bob Seger. He can't get Bob. Bob Seger every year says, yeah, I'm interested. He calls them at the beginning of the year. Yeah, we'll make it to Sturgis this year. He calls them up when they're booking the bands. He's like, I just can't make it this year. So why Bob Seger doesn't want to come to Sturgis, I don't know. He does a great concert. We've seen Bob Seger, and that's a great concert too. Another great one, which I don't know if you guys would be interested in or not, was ELO. We seen Electric Light Orchestra a couple years ago up in Hollywood, and with their light show and stuff, and it was very good. But I mean, it's an orchestra that comes out and he sings, and that was pretty good.
So you want somebody entertaining, because like BTO, we went to see them. They walk on stage, they play their songs, they walk off. They don't say hello to the crowd.
ZZ Top was like that too.
Yeah, I know.
They play their songs. They don't get interactive. She likes people that talk to you, and they're glad to be there. Some of these bands go out there and they probably don't even know where they're at. They got off a plane, got on a bus, got there, got off the bus, get on stage, get in the bus, go back to the airport, and fly home. And they're like, "Where'd you go this weekend?" I don't know, somewhere. But I mean, you want to have something that's fun. One of the things that we found in Panama City was the micro midget wrestling, the one that comes out of where they at? They're down in Tennessee.
Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. They were the best I've ever seen. The ones that they have down in Daytona is not as good at theatrical as what that group was. They were great. We got some great video, other than the light sucked. They forgot to put lighting up for the stage. But I mean, that's great. I don't know. I'd really like to sit down and talk to Rod about things, but I mean, this guy's been doing it for 40 years, 41 years now. And what we see, because what we do is like Larry that's running the Bullhead City run, he'd really like us to stay there and help him get his event going this year, but we already had too much commitment made. We couldn't do that. But it's like, we see things that nobody sees because like I said before, we don't really go to these rallies to party and have fun. This is my fun to do this. I enjoy doing this. I like to do this. We're not big partiers anymore anyway, and we're by ourselves too. So it's just us two when we're normally going to all these places. So it's not like, she can't stand at a concert like almost all these places are stand-up concerts. She couldn't make it through a concert if she wanted to.
I did pack the little chairs though now.
Oh, okay. And we got the little motorcycle chairs we put in the bike. So, but I mean, if you would have sat down, you wouldn't have seen nothing.
Oh, no.
Because everybody's standing up. Because we walked over there to see Kid Rock, and it was 120,000 plus.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's crazy what's going on, and prices and stuff. And now they're saying the pandemic's getting worse, and 30% of the people are going to get really sick, and who knows? We've been really lucky. We've been really healthy. We take all of our vitamins and lots of zinc and all kinds of stuff like that, and we've been really lucky and done pretty good. I don't think we thought we might have had it, and now the more we talk, it seems like people lose their taste. That seems to be the number one thing that most people have that actually had it.
All common.
Yeah. So we never had that, so I don't think we've ever had it. So, but I mean, we've been everywhere, and we know people that have gotten it, and we've been
really close to a lot of people that's gotten it, and then find out the day or two
later.
Art's
family just had it, and the other day, if Art's still on there,
he is.
And
Shody was on there,
and so it's a lot of people we know. So it's coming around, and either you get it, or you don't. I know some of the people have been commenting that one gentleman this morning said they were sick last year during the rally, couldn't get it, and he's got a lot of friends right now that are sick, and he's hoping we stay healthy.
And prayers for all those that have had it or that have it. Yeah, I heard it's not fun, and I don't wish that on anybody, but just like when it ever came around, boy, when you got the flu, you'd wish you were dead. I hate that when you get the flu. Roberto said he saw ZZ Top in Sturgis at Full Throttle. Oh, and they did talk to the crowd, and they were cracking jokes. I don't know. When we saw them one year, they didn't really say a whole lot. They were up in Pomona, and they just came out, they did their thing, and left. So, and then when we saw BTO, it was like that too. I was like, and I really like BTO, so I don't know what that was. Travis Molly says, Happy New Year.
I guess somebody else recommended Sammy Hagar, which would be bad. I don't know if he's ever been out there or not before. And
he goes to Laughlin.
And somebody said, I seen ZZ Top in Sturgis at the Full Throttle Saloon. Well, the one that does it in Full Throttle, if you've seen it on their in-house stage, it's not the real Full Throttle or the real ZZ Top.
It looks like them.
And when you go back and look, it's not. Now, if they played on the big stage, it was them. We've seen ZZ Top a couple times over the years, and they sound really good. They're great singers, and they play music really good, but like once again, they're not real theatrical. Tank Camping is coming, first serve, RV spots they assign. You can request spots early in the cabins, which I got this year. They assign 3,700.
Is that what the one's called, Paula?
At Glencoe.
Oh.
So that was at Glencoe that they were saying.
Boys. We saw the Beach Boys before their 50th thing, right before they did it, and they were really good. And then when we saw their live on TV, they weren't quite as good on TV. I don't know. So
it's 42. Tom Sheets says it's 42 in Arkansas. Here it's about 70. Oh, that was my battery, 76%. It's cooler today.
It's 63.
It's
68.
They had like 80-mile-an-hour winds back out here this weekend. Last night, a bunch of trees blew down up in what's that up there?
Arcadia, I think they said.
So
yeah, Tom Sheets. It was Tom Sheets. It was on somebody's. Yeah. Or maybe it's Tom Miller. Tom Miller is in South Bay, so that's up by Torrance, I think. So I don't know if he got any or not either.
So
Robert said it was 43 where he's at.
I think he's down in Texas. I think.
I don't know.
I think that's where he's at. I don't know. I thought he was in Texas.
Roberto.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. So we got a lot of neat things coming up this week.
To give us a thumbs up. I think it's on your side.
I think it's on your side. You look right here and see. Close this out.
See?
And
this under me, I guess.
Yeah, see, it's on your side.
Right there. Hit that little thumb.
And YouTube likes that. We got to find out why we're not getting recommended anymore. We don't really know what's going on with our channel. Viewership has been way down, and I don't really know why. And a lot of it depends on YouTube, how they recommend you. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we came back out with a live today. It shows YouTube you're trying to put stuff out. I don't know. Very shortly, we'll be putting videos out every day again. So that'll be coming pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
less than a month.
Yeah. So even probably less than that because it's
on the road again.
Because if we're down there, I figure by the 19th, we'll probably be putting February 19th. We'll start putting stuff on Daytona, live stuff that's going on now. We're gonna do some highlight videos. Probably the week before, as we're traveling, will be a whole bunch of preview videos on Daytona, and we're going to do the same thing with Sturgis this year. We're going to be, when we get close to Sturgis, we're going to put a lot of preview stuff out to let you see what's happened over the years and pictures that she's taken, things like that. Got a couple other neat videos coming up here soon that we've got. We did a tour on a muffler shop, exhaust manufacturer here in California. Got a great tour. Got that coming up.
Art got to go with us on that.
Art was in there. I don't think you know if he got in any of the videos or not, but he was there and checked out what we do. And he's going to be covering the Bullhead River Run, no city in it. Bullhead River Run, which is the old Laughlin River Run. And it's a replacement for it. And there's a lot of controversy going on out there about other events that are going on. I think the weekend before, Davis's camp is trying to get something going. I don't think the city's giving them problems with the permits. There's another thing that's out on the other side of Old Route 66 and the other side of Oatman. I don't know what that guy's thing's called. It's a little place, got a couple, what are those things called? They come off containers that come off the trucks. I think he's got a couple containers out there they made bars and stuff out of. And so they got a little stop out there. I think he's got some stuff going on. I don't know if it's the weekend before or the weekend after. I don't know. People should put all this stuff together and do it all in the same week. And it would, you're not, I don't know why. That's one thing we've never figured out, why promoters that have things like Destination Daytona doesn't talk to what's going on downtown Daytona, doesn't talk to Cackleberry, doesn't talk to all these other, once you booked your stuff, go in there and talk and say, hey, what are you thinking you're doing? Because some of these places, it's like last year, the first Thursday,
everybody's
had all the opening. Yeah, and it was like 90% of the people probably aren't even here yet, and your guys are all wasting your best show on Thursday night. And it was just nuts. And it's like, I understand Saturday or Friday or Saturday night is the night that people, all the bars are trying to have their number one bands to try to get everybody to go to it. And I understand that, and it's competition. and they're trying to pull. But you're never going to get, if you were to put that band in the middle of the week, if people are already here, the only people you're getting on the weekend that's not at the rally are people that live locally. They're coming out to it. So if it's the people that are already coming for 3 or 4 days or the whole rally or whatever it is, they're already there. So it's like people say, what do you recommend, the front, the first, or the back, the rear? Well, in Daytona, I don't know what's better, the first, the beginning, or the end. Normally, the beginning is usually where most things happen. Sturgis is that way. The first weekend is your best weekend. The second weekend is usually when the locals more come out, and it's more of a local thing, and it's just a different group of people, and it's not a biker community, and it's just different. And I definitely see that when we stay there now versus the rest of the week. Daytona, I don't know. Somebody'd have to say that goes to Daytona all the time, that's been there the full time. Is the first weekend Saturday better than the last Saturday? I don't know.
Deb, where are they at?
So,
they go a lot.
So I don't know. To me, Daytona seems, and it's kind of like Myrtle Beach. It just seems like, well, Myrtle Beach, I think it was the last Saturday was they had the biggest concerts. And so they did that. So it's just when can you get off work? Go. Rally is what it is, and then you make it what it is. And if you're only going for the concerts, you might as well stay home and go to your local concerts. You fly to Vegas or fly to LA or wherever you live. Fly to Miami if you're in Florida and go see some really big name bands. And that's all you want to see. But
Tom Miller says he's going up to Bartell's today. They're having an event,
okay.
Music and free food up in Marina Del Rey. We've been there many times.
Yeah, they have a lot of events up there at Bartell's.
We used to rent, when we first used to just come out here to visit before we moved out here, we would rent Harleys from them. They always used to have like a $99 weekend special, and we'd rent a bike when we came out.
Back when Harley rented them.
Yeah. So Jackalope says he likes the tours and the interviews. And then Jeff says all of our videos are great, very informative. He's retired. Now he can go to Daytona and Sturgis, and all of our videos help him a lot.
Appreciate that. We like it that we can help people. We are a different channel than, I guess, everybody. I don't think anybody's like us. That's good or bad. But I mean, I look at other videos, and our son-in-law actually here, he makes commercials for a living, and he does Shack commercials, and he does all kinds of stuff, and he's made a couple movies and stuff, and he works for a big company here, or actually he's co-owner, I guess, of a big company. And he was watching a couple of videos the other day. I was showing him people that not necessarily motorcycle channel, and a couple of them that actually is one of our big YouTubers that we kind of watch here in LA. Now he's in Florida. He was like, I can't watch this guy. This is just awful. He's just all over the place. He's not, but he normally just shoots his camera, and he doesn't do a lot of editing. And then I showed him another one, and he's like, oh yeah, I've seen these girls before, and they are excellent, but they spend a week editing their video. And we don't do that. One, I don't have enough people watching our videos to justify me spending a week editing it. So we do a lot of fast cuts. We don't do any real fancy stuff when we do our video work. And we're going to change that this year. Our highlight videos, I'm going to think ahead, and we're going to set some stuff up that you won't see during the rally, but afterwards, or maybe next year, you'll see it, because those are neat videos. And like in this time, I've got more time to actually edit stuff, but I don't spend a lot of time. I'm so used to just cutting and pasting and putting my videos together. It kind of shows you what it is and what it is. I was putting music with a lot of them, and a lot of you say you like to hear what's in the background, the noise, the bike riding by or whatever it is. The only time now I put music in is if they're playing music. I'm not going to get a copyright claim. So like if you were watching our Patreon page, we're reposting the Topless Tuesday, the uncensored version, up right now in the $25 choices. The first one's up. I can only put one up every week. So I'll have all 3 versions up in the next 2 weeks, and you can see it all for $25. And so those I at the very beginning, because I was using YouTube to upload it, I put music on because they were playing just house DJ music, and I put my own music on top of it. And then when I decided YouTube didn't want it and they kicked it out, I had to put it on Patreon. Then we ended up having to, I wasn't going to re-edit it and take that music out with their music in it. So we left it like it is. So it is what it is. And so it's all about looking at stuff, and it's all about trying to keep YouTube happy so they don't gig me. And like we did the Topless Tuesday last week or 2 weeks ago, I did one, the most you could see on YouTube, and they stuck it 18 and over. And when it's an 18 and over video, you get absolutely nothing for it. It is what it is. I probably won't do that again. But I mean, I look at some of these channels, and I don't want to sound like a complainer, but I mean, you look at some of these channels that put up wet teas and stuff like that, and you can see a lot. Well, if I put one of those up, they gig me on it. And I don't know. It is what it is. So I understand why there's a lot of people that don't put any of that stuff on their channel, because it just,
Isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Sweating it out to think is it going to get taken down, or is it worth it?
So that's like, we're going to do Topless Tuesday this year. We're going to do a video soon, which the guy that puts it on may not want us on the property anymore, which is fine, because I actually got another guy that's going to go there and film it next year for us, and we may have something on it. But last year we missed it because that was the same day that they had the flyover for the Jets, and they had some dedications to veterans that I would have liked to have gotten that Sturgis did downtown the same Tuesday. And
so we missed that.
Yeah, so we missed that, and I would have liked to have gotten that. So if we do Topless Tuesday this year, we're just going to do the pre stuff, and then we're going to adios at 2:00 when it starts. And then my buddy's going to stay there. Not Art, another person's coming in. They're flying in just for that event. And he's going to take pictures and film a bunch of it, and he'll be down front. And that'll show up on our Patreon page next year. But we got a lot of wet t-shirts up and stuff that's going to be coming up this year. And some of it we'll be able to put on YouTube, and some of it we will not be able to put on YouTube. This year, we're going to try to get her on the stage more, not to participate, but to get all the girls' reactions and things like that. Most of these, which is great, most of these bars, we know the owners, and we're going to take advantage of that next year, or this year, even Daytona, to try to get up close and personal with all the events, so we can give you guys that inside look that nobody else has. And but I mean, that's it. But I mean, we work at it. It takes time to do all that. And that's part of what she does. She does all the phone calls and talking to people. Because a lot of people look at this. And another YouTuber out there last year in Sturgis, and they try to put a video out every day. And then after a couple of days, he's like, man, I don't know how the heck these people do it. Well, we're not partying either. We're not drinking all night. We're not hanging out at the bars. We're not going to Glencoe and getting crazy all night with everybody there, or going to a concert and till 1 a.m. We're back at our trailer and we're sleeping and getting ready for the next day. And but I mean, it is what it is, and I understand that, because I always look at people and they're like, "Are you afraid somebody's going to do what you do?" And I'm like, "No," because the average person isn't going to spend
the time
$1,500 to stay in a campground or in a hotel. Like, one person told us they're paying $3,000 to stay in a hotel for the whole rally in Sturgis, and to pay all that money, getting there, traveling there, and spend all your time working it. So that's why we look for places to stay that will either give us a heck of a good deal or free or whatever to stay, because that's our biggest expense. It's expensive to get there.
And the lodging.
Yeah. Nobody's going to give me free gas, but we use the money we make from YouTube to help pay for the gas and things like that. We don't need anybody to buy our, we like it when you buy our food, but we don't need that, because we have enough money to feed ourselves, and we have enough money.
We're going to have to eat anyway, whether we're doing this or not. So
so we're okay with that. And we can pay our bills at home in the house back there. So we're not poor, and we're not broke, and we're not rich, and we're all right. But to do this, we need the funds that come from YouTube, and any of you that want to do. We have a super chat now. I don't know if nobody's done it yet. I don't think. You can go down there in the bottom. You're supposed to be able to get a sticker, and it's like, I don't know if I got $1.99 or $2.99 a month, and that gives you a sticker that comes up to where we see that, and then those are always comments we're always going to see, because someday we hope we hope to be like we did that tsunami one last Saturday, that we had 57,000 people. We had like 4,000 at one time. It was almost 5 at one time. The comments were coming through so fast that you could never see them. Well, if you had a sticker, we'd be able to stop at that sticker and say, hey, okay, we can thumb through it and we can pick that out real good. But typically we're on StreamYard, which is we're right now shooting from YouTube. This is YouTube's format. Your comments are over here on the side, but we can't highlight them and bring them across.
Put them down there on
the bottom like I normally do. Because this one I was able to monetize before I started. That way you might have came on and you've seen some commercials before we came on. That's how I get a little bit of money. Well, the tsunami one, I didn't do that. I went through StreamYard, and when we do StreamYard, I get nothing till after it's over. And then once it posts to YouTube, then I can hit it and say
monetize.
And then I get commercials after that. So we don't
get any monetization until after.
Yeah, when we do the StreamYard.
After the live's over.
But normally I'm looking more for getting people to find our channel, see what's going on, just like in Sturgis. That's our biggest. We do really great on our lives in Sturgis. And we'll do a lot more this year there. And we're probably going to do some more in Daytona this year because it seems like a lot of you like that. One, it's instant. You know where we're at. You know what's going on. We can give you the facts right there. Just like today, we came on, told you about the Pasta Corral. They're reorganizing for those that just came in. They're going to be having a lot of 5-star food trucks on their property. They've had some health issues, been too hard to mix up all that pasta that she makes. That
Fresh every day.
She just can't do it anymore. So that was what the breaking news was today. She's reorganizing. And we wanted to get that out to you right away. Somebody had wrote us on the comment and said, hey, you guys were talking about the Pasta Corral, saying that. I said, I heard last year at the end of the rally, they weren't going to have the Pasta Corral no more. So we wanted to come out and let everybody know there is going to be a Pasta Corral, just probably not going to have pasta. But they're still going to have the beer and the wine, and they're going to have these food trucks out there. And in the next month, 2 months, 3 months, we're going to come back here and we're going to give you all the details. Once she gets everything ironed out of who the trucks are and everything else in the menus, we will come back and give you that live right here and let you guys know what that expert stuff is. Maybe we'll even get her to come on.
Yeah.
And
cool.
she might go online with us
Yep.
and talk to us and tell us about all of her stuff. And so that would be really exciting. And so that's the whole idea. What we try to do with our channel is give you the best information and the facts of what really it is, not so much the hearsay or things like that. So we were wrong by talking about the Pasta Corral, telling everybody to go out there this year to get pasta. That's one of our favorite places, which it is. But we won't be eating pasta there. We might be eating barbecue there. But
a barbecue truck. They're thinking about a Mexican truck, Asian truck, and then like a dessert truck, like an ice cream truck or something. But they have to meet her qualifications, which are pretty high.
But they think they already found the barbecue truck.
Yeah,
so if she's found really good barbecue, we'll
be there.
Hopefully they'll have. I don't know if that's who she's having or not. We should tell them that.
Oh yeah, we'll have to. Yeah,
because they do catering stuff. I don't know if they have a truck or not. That one that was on our barbecue line, we told you the best barbecue place to eat, I'd say in South Dakota. Yep. And we ate there usually 2 or 3 times. And we couldn't get them to go on our channel, but we did talk about their place. The owner was never there when we always went there to eat.
They were always out there.
But that's a place. What's the name of it?
JR's Roadhouse.
Yeah. It's spelled Roadhouse.
R-H.
It's actually their last name. It's R-H-O-D-E or something Road. It's that last name. But it's when I look at a place like that is the local people that go there. You see all the construction trucks out there. Highway workers are all there. Same thing with Uncle Louie's. You go in there and you see, just like now, somebody just called us the other day and said, we seen your sign in Uncle Louie's. Somebody that lives there and works there in town said, oh, we seen your sign hanging up in Uncle Louie's. And I'm like, that's right. We love Uncle Louie's. Great place to eat too. Those are probably some of the, which it is, the local people eat there. And if you're local and you're eating someplace, versus these, nothing wrong with people that come in just for the weekend or the week of the rally. But I mean, I rank that with like carnival food. And some of it's good. Some of it's, some of it maybe going in as quick as it comes out. And, so, you never know when you're out there. So where if you go to a restaurant that's reputable or a place that's reputable, the quality is just like the Pasta Corral. She did a catering business that she did weddings and events and things like that. And then they started doing the Pasta Corral and doing the rallies. And so she's got a very high quality of food. To where I can say there's some places we eat.
It's fresh and it's daily and it's crazy.
So there's some places we go to the rallies and we look at the food and it's like, we ain't eating there.
So Scooter and Crystals said they're going to Sturgis. This is their first year riding from Oregon, and they're staying at Wyatt's Hideaway Campground. What city is that in? I don't know what city that is. And Jack Wolf wants to know when you're going to catch up with Amsoil Adam. He's actually going to be on our next Wednesday live. We're going to talk about batteries, and then to see him physically, we won't see him probably till Daytona when we get down there for that.
He gets there a couple days before the rally starts, so we don't really see him there. But we talked to him this week. Yesterday talked to him and invited him on our channel. So on Wednesday, depending on where you're at, it's 4 p.m. on the Pacific Coast and 7 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time. That's what I want to say. So wherever you're at in between, or if you're like Neil up there in
Alaska,
it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Or we be buzzing. They're in Hawaii. Oh,
I don't know. They say, my daughter was saying that they don't change their daylight savings time. So somebody said, well, Neil had said they're an hour before him, so it'd be 2 p.m. So I don't know. They're not on, are they?
No, I didn't see either one.
And
so Roy wants to know how long we're going to be in Sturgis.
Sturgis, we're not sure what day we're going to arrive yet. We're working on that reservation now. She's fighting with the campground for that, and neither way, we'd probably be at Buffalo Chip if theirs comes to worst. We're going to be there at least 3 weeks before Sturgis starts. So So whatever that backs up to.
I think I had the July.
Right after the 4th of
15th.
July.
July 15th, I think, is when I'm trying to book the other place for, but it's crazy.
So what the idea is we want to spend 2 weeks in Rapid City to get all of our riding out there done. Needles, Iron Mountain, Custer's. I don't know if we'll do the Badlands or not. Like I said, you know what I think about the Badlands if you've been watching our channel. So if you're out here and you see the Grand Canyons and you see what we have in Arizona and stuff, and you wouldn't ride at the Badlands either.
Sounds good, Roy.
And if you ride across like we had across Wyoming, that's a lot like the Badlands too. Ain't nothing out there. I don't know. I don't know why people go to the Badlands. I don't really get what's out there that you really want to see. But I mean, I guess if you came from New York and you want to see something like that.
Or up in the mountains where you don't see the dry.
I don't know. I don't really know. It's like going to Custard. If Custer's didn't have the bison, there'd be nothing down there to see either. You know, they do have a little bit of windy road going around the loop. But I mean, really, there's nothing else down there but the bison. So
they got some donkeys.
Well, yeah, but I mean a few. But I mean, would you go all the way there to see 4 donkeys, burros? You know,
no, because we got burros in our backyard.
Yeah. So yeah, we see them all day long over in Oatman. If you're coming to
well, even out there by Catherine's Landing, we've seen them walking around. They're all over.
They don't come in our neighborhood. They're too far down. But yeah, so like I say, I don't know. If you're a Badland guy and you love going to Badlands, put that down here too. Let us know what drags you to the Badlands every year to check it out. And I can see if you're staying at the KOA out there by the Badlands, that's why you go. Or you want to go out to the BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, you want to stay for free outside there. There you go. You got a reason for being out there. Walls Drugstore, tourist trap, if you've ever seen one. It's a bunch of tin buildings. I thought it'd be at least look like Tombstone or something, or Deadwood, where it'd be like old buildings and stuff. No, it's all tin buildings. And it looks like somebody built it about 10 years ago. And I don't know. You go inside and it's like going to a flea market. It's like a maze.
Bye, Tom. Have a great ride. Be safe.
So I don't know. That's 2 things I don't recommend anymore. I mean, some people have to go there to say, hey, I've been there, done that, whatever. There's other things. I'm not a big Devil's Tower guy. We've done that twice now. We went out there the very first year probably and seen it from the road. Second time now, she's got a pass that gets us in for free. So we did the loop and drove around it. You know, if you like to hike, you can hike around it. But I mean, I'm going to a bike rally. Do I really want to go on a 4-mile hike?
Maybe if you're trying to get some exercise.
I gotta find other things to do with what I want to do at the bike rally. I'm there to do stuff with there. It's like some people say at the Badlands, oh, I want to go check those bars out on the other side. You know, there's so many cool bars in the Black Hills. Yeah. Why go all that way where I can go into the Black Hills and get some great riding done and hit some great bars? But it is what it is. But I don't know. I don't get it. Devil's Tower, same way. But Devil's Tower, you can do it if you're doing a loop. You know, if you're going to go out to Hewlett and all that, you can make a nice loop and see all that in a nice ride. But the bad news is it's all flat land. You're going through like Wyoming, which you can see for hundreds of miles. And going out to Hewlett or out the Devil's Tower, it's not an exciting ride. It's just like getting on the highway and booking that way. I like to have a little bit of fun when I'm riding. It ain't going to any of those. You're going to the destination, not the ride. And so
100 thumbs up.
I appreciate that. I thank all you guys for hanging out with us.
YouTube looks at that too.
Yeah, and like everybody commenting too. That's great. You guys are writing comments. Sorry, we can't see them all. She's looking at some of them there, trying to pick them up as they can't bring them across the screen.
So they said that Wyatt's Hideout is just south of Belfuge. So I wonder if that's the one we passed. Is it out by St. Odge? OGNE, I think that's the name of it. There's that one campground out there. Yeah. We pass one when we go out toward Montana. So that might be it.
There's that one that's really neat down there on the right side when you're going out that way. It's down there, right? And it's in that gully. Yeah. And then across the streets there's like a little wooden shed that they sell snacks out of or something there.
Well, this one said that the people were really nice when they talked to them, and they have breakfast every day for $6.
Okay. But I know there's a little bit farther when you almost get into
Belfuge. Alzada.
There's a campground, I think, that was on the left that I seen.
They said south of Belfuge, so I'm thinking it's before you get to Belfuge.
It might be the one that's down there in that gully. Yeah. Is it the one down there in the gully by the creek? If it's that one, then I know which one it is. That looked like a pretty neat place. It wasn't too far off of the highway. Once you got off of the highway, wasn't too far down there.
Is it too late? kids to Sturgis if you only walk around downtown. It is okay to take kids to Sturgis if you only walk around downtown.
Well, here's what it is. We've taken our kids to Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras. Now, they don't go at night, but they went during the day. But they were teenagers. So it depends what you want to do. It's like somebody else said, well, somebody asked this question on Facebook a while back, and I commented, you really don't want to take your kids to Glencoe, because there's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of swingers. There's all kinds of going on in Glencoe. Oh, yes, there's areas that you can stay, but the odds that they're going to see something is pretty good. It's more of an adult. Actually, I think they've got an age limit in Glencoe that I think it's a 21 and older campground. One of them was, and I think it's that one. And a lot of people said, don't go to the Buffalo Chip. The Buffalo Chip, we seen a few girls that were topless, a few, like 4. Now, we didn't stay out all night, but if you've got kids, they shouldn't be out there running around at night either. So you could definitely go to a lot of the places, but the problem you're going to run into is if you want to go listen to a band in a bar or something like that, they're probably not going to get in because they don't want to take the liability of somebody underage in there. So, but I mean, walking down Main Street, not a big deal. Now, if you got a baby stroller, no. Leave your baby stroller and your baby at home. They don't belong at a motorcycle rally.
Well, it's just so congested. It's hard to get around. It's hard to get around just to walk around, but pushing baby strollers, and there was quite a few last year.
Last year, I think it was because the pandemic, and a lot of guys thought, hey, let's take the family out to the Black Hills, and I can do the motorcycle rally, and the wife can do her thing with the kids, and I'll do something with the kids once in a while, but I can do all my motorcycle stuff. Well, it wasn't too bad because it wasn't, but we see this at a lot of rallies that people are. Daytona, you see it because it's a tourist area. You see these strollers pushing down, and you're going to have people that are drunk. You've got people that aren't looking; they're looking height-wise, not looking on the ground. You're going to have somebody fall, trip. You're going to knock somebody down. Somebody could fall on your kid. So yes, little bitty kids, I would not bring to a rally. If it's like my oldest grandson, which is now 15, he'd like to go to Sturgis. Well, the problem we have now is she rides on my bike, so there's no choice anymore. But I mean, there's another guy that does YouTube. I think he's been going since he was tells everybody since he was 13 or something. Now it also depends on what your kid knows. There's a lot of kids, especially like our grandson. Some of them are so naive they have no idea what's really going on in the world. And then we have another grandson that knows it all. Everything that's going on, so it's not a surprise. So that's what you want, because as a parent, you could possibly get in trouble if you brought your kids to Sturgis and they went back to school and they told their school all the things they seen and done. Nowadays, they might consider you to be an unfit parent and might take your kids away from you. It's a weird world. We know a friend that got in trouble because his stepdaughter said a bunch of stuff at school and bad things happened to him. And so, yes, the world's a different place now. So that's why I said a lot depends on your kids. Like I say, we took our daughters down to New Orleans during Mardi Gras, but they were only allowed down there during the day. The older one, which was probably 17 or 18, I guess, was we left her down there in the evening because she brought her friend with her. But
no, they were 21 then when they went. Yes.
So they were 21. The other one wasn't. The other one was still a teenager. She and her friend stayed in the motel, jumped on the bed and made sex noises with the people next door. Told us that when we got back. That was their fun that night. Whatever. So they stayed out of trouble at least. But that's what you do. So yes.
Scooter said she'll let us know.
You could bring a child there, a kid, and as long as they're not too young, you're pretty good. But you are at an adult event. Motorcycle rallies are an adult event. People use bad language. People drink. People smoke dope. Lots of things go on, and sometimes there's violence going on. Sometimes people get stabbed. Sometimes people get shot. There's things like that do happen at rallies. But I mean, nowadays, we just had a kid get shot in a park yesterday here in California. 16 years old, is playing basketball, and he got hit by a stray bullet during a shootout. What do they call it? Drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So if you lived in LA, that could happen to you every day. But I mean, it depends also where you're from. If you're from a big city and they're pretty used to what's going on in the world.
And so Roy said, if you want, bring your kids, but don't complain about the stuff they might see.
There you go.
That says it all.
Yep. I'll leave it at that. Since I was rattling on there, we'll leave it at that.
I know. All right. So you've been almost 2 hours.
And any more, look at the comments before we leave. Make sure we didn't, nothing we shouldn't say to somebody.
I mean, look, put my eyes on.
So we do appreciate all you guys hanging out with us today for an unplanned live. Still not bad. We had pretty much 58, 60 people throughout the whole thing, so it's not too bad. And it just gives us an extra video for Saturday coming out. And I'll give you guys some good information.
Everybody that I can see on here.
And,
Mark says thank you.
And if you guys are ever at a rally or you're there, you're from Sturgis, you're from Daytona, you're from Myrtle Beach, we'd love to talk to you. You don't have to go on camera, but I mean, to give us more insight of what's going on, just like here, Ratfink's going to give us a big tour of St. Augustine's. We don't know crap about St. Augustine. We've been down there. We know where the Harley store is. That's about ours.
Adamac, that's a cool place to go.
We've been,
and it'll give you guys that are going to Daytona maybe an option of something to do while you're down there. It's just to go run up to St. Augustine's. It's about an hour away and
spend the day.
Got a lot of stuff up there to do.
And so that's what we want to show, because that's what I said. When you go to these rallies, they're all about the same. You know, each rally, when you go to Daytona here, it's pretty much all the same things are going to be going on. Same bands are going to be playing. Sturgis is the same way. All these rallies are pretty much the same. And so if you can find, like us, we like to find other things to do, you know, great places to ride, great places to eat, all kinds of neat things like that. So that's what we try to do for you guys, is give you
that information to you.
Yeah. Give you that hindsight's afterwards. Yeah. I'm going to give it to you before.
Free.
I don't know. Whatever that word is. Not thinking of the day. Wasn't planning on this. It was just the last, we kind of talked about it. Well, we had the grandkids were watching them, so we didn't know if they wanted to. I asked them last night, what do you guys want to do today? Well, I don't know. So they're outside.
They don't usually go a lot. They're home 24/7. Yeah, they don't like to go. He likes to go. So Papa's here. You better get your going shoes on.
So it's pretty exciting. So we'll end it up with this. We'll Wednesday, we have a live coming out. So we got a couple videos coming out. Monday's video is another highlight of Daytona, showing you I think I got a whole video just on bikes riding up and down Main Street. I think that's the Monday video that's coming out. So that'll be pretty exciting. You guys are going to Daytona, get a feel of what's going to be happening, get that excitement going. So Wednesday, we're going to have Amsoil Adam on our live. So be looking for that. I'll post a thumbnail today, and it'll come up and give you a preview and let you know. That'll be on Facebook and YouTube. We like you to be on YouTube. Facebook, we don't get anything for you being on there, but we do it just as common courtesy for those that don't understand YouTube. And I know there's some of you don't like Facebook. We are eventually, I haven't figured out how to do this yet. We are going to give you a contact number for us. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet because I don't want to get scammed by trolls that see the station. So I don't know. I thought about putting it on Facebook, but then that stops the reason, because some of you will not go on Facebook because you don't like Facebook. So we don't know, but you can't call us. You have to text us. We don't leave the phone turned down all the time. So it's like today, some of you already have our phone number that we give you. If you're a pretty normal, not normal, you're all normal. If we have some subscribers that we've already seen at rallies last year, after we got the phone, we started giving that for.
Well, you could tell them if you want our number, you can email us, and we could give it to them that way.
Could do that too. But I mean, that
way you'll have a way to get a hold of us if you want to know where we're going to be, or you want to meet up with us, because sometimes it's hard. And we do meet and greets, and then nobody shows up.
So we're trying to keep Facebook going really good. I'm trying to keep that up to date now. I put a bunch of flyers up there just now on some bike shows that are coming up in Daytona. So what we're trying to do is give you a good place you can use for resources, instead of trying to look through all these chat boards, which I do that. I look through all the chat boards when I'm not doing nothing. I put all that stuff on there for you guys. So you can go to our site and see the flyer, not necessarily see all the conversation that's going along with the flyers. So that's coming up. We're going to be talking to Larry. That's got to do with the Bullhead River Run, the new Laughlin River Run replacement. We'll be talking to him sometime next week. That video may come up in between, or it might come up Wednesday morning. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. We got to talk to him maybe tomorrow or Monday and see what he wants to do. And then we got Art's going to be taking care of that rally when that one starts. And then next weekend, we're going to be in Las Vegas from Thursday till Saturday night for sure. We're going to be debuting the new motorcycles coming out. We're going to be doing a live from there at Red Rock Harley Davidson on Saturday in the morning. Well, morning there, because it'll be 11 o'clock Pacific time. So it'll be afternoon probably for the rest of you if you're not in California or Nevada. Be afternoon. That video will come up next Saturday. So if you guys want to come online and see what's going on and watch it afterwards. So we're doing our lives on Wednesdays right now because of football. Nobody seems to watch us on Sunday nights because of football's going on. So after Super Bowl's over, we'll go back to Sunday nights as our normal night of doing video lives. But once we get to the rally, there'll be a whole lot of videos. We'll probably try to do at least 3 a week during the rally season, during the rallies, to give you updated stuff of what's going on, and maybe even more depending on what it is. Look for us on TikTok. Once I get that, maybe we'll do the first video. Maybe we'll do one today. I don't know. A quick one on that. It's going to refer you just to our station. It's not really going to give you a whole lot of, I don't know. We're not TikTok people, but everybody says, go get something else. Get something else. So I don't know.
It was hard enough to stand.
One more thing
already.
to try to stick on to.
So they wanted to know in Daytona where you could wear cuts, and Celtic MCO said you can wear them, but you can't get in a lot of places. But one place you can wear them is Willie's Tropical Tattoo Show at that bike rally. Greg and Glenn want to know our email address. It's Bob, B-O-B, and A-N-D, Tams, T-A-M-S, at yahoo.com. So it's Bob and Tams with an S.
Now you can wear your cuts at Destination Daytona.
Yes.
Because last year we had about 500 bongos show up. Yeah. And no problem, no issues. And so, yes, there you're pretty good. Some of the bars, you probably, I would think at the Iron Horse, you're probably going to be all right. You're probably going to be all right across the street at the Broken Spoke. Downtown bars, you may run into more problems because you're in Daytona. And they may be a little bit more, what's a dog? Yeah. Be a little bit more stricter down there. We'll ask once we get down there. We'll see if there's any signs. Most of the bars don't put signs up because they don't want to chase away, because even if you're a vet, you know, you got the bar, you got the whole thing on the back of your vest, that's considered, you know, cuts. Nice. So colors and cuts. So it's, you know, even a Harley, if you were a Harley Hog member, that even falls underneath there, because when we were Hog members, we got asked to take them off before. So, you know, doesn't matter what motorcycle club you belong to, they're all
fall under that category.
Yes. So it's like in the Laughlin one now, the new Bullhead City, they're not eliminating wearing cuts, but there could be venues there that bars that tell you not to. But that just, hopefully everybody will be, and that's the whole other thing is you behave yourselves. You know, don't be stupid and don't cause trouble. And if you're a drunk you get drunk and you're an angry drunk, then your friends need to take you out before you get too stupid, because that's what ruins rallies is, and things happen. As we talked about a few minutes ago, you know, our Laughlin River run died because of that. They advertised it all. 2 motorcycle clubs clashed and 1 guy died. No innocent people got hurt, but it was in a casino and you got all the gaming laws. And from that moment on, that kind of killed our rally. Now, there's been other things happen in Daytona and in Sturgis that you just don't hear about because they're real good about keeping things on the down low. But once again, everybody should behave themselves. And it's just like when we talk about Sturgis and Daytona and stuff, you know, a lot of these states allow you to carry guns. And it's like, if you're at a motorcycle rally, why would you even carry a gun at a motorcycle rally? Aren't all these people, shouldn't you all be thinking, we're all thinking the same way? Aren't we all kind of being in the same category? Page. You know, the odds of some crazy, stupid kid coming into a bar with a bunch of guys at a bike rally probably isn't he needs more than a gun to shoot us, you know? So it's, I don't carry at a rally. And and especially most of these, like in Sturgis, if you go in a place that sells, what is it, 50%? 50% alcohol, it's against the law. So really, they're almost in Sturgis, you almost really can't carry a gun anywhere except for on your rides. You could carry it out on a ride. But I mean, so I don't know. After I thought about that, after we talked to the Sturgis chief last year about a gun, that made me kind of think about that is, you know, we should all be like-minded people doing the same thing. Why would we need a gun to be carrying? No, I go, granted, if you're going to be going, you know, you're going on a long ride and you're not sure what you might see. Maybe a bear is going to attack you or something. That's why you're carrying it. I guess that's a possibility. But to carry it downtown Sturgis or carrying it out to the Buffalo Chip, all those places have rules too. Buffalo Chip, most campgrounds don't want guns, but having a gun's more likely somebody's going to, if you get drunk, you get stupid, you do something you shouldn't do, and then you ruin it for everybody. So that's one of my things too. People probably at a motorcycle rally should really not carry a gun, and that just stops all that. Probably even a knife is probably in the same case too, because somebody got stabbed in Daytona a couple of years ago too and died. So it's once again, why bring it to an event like this? But that's a whole other thing.
So Glenn says he just got his RV spot at the Chip.
There you go.
Buck Reynolds is on. He says pating and keep rocking the free world.
That's right.
Joy. His name is Roy Jenkins. I mixed them together. Said any rumors on the new bikes, but
you'll see those next week.
Yep.
We'll have previews on that. I know there'll be a lot of other videos that are probably going to come out on it. What we're hoping to do is get the Harley dealer. One of their, actually the GM is going to talk about the bikes, and we're going to do a preview to it, but I don't know how soon I'll get that video up. So we're not going to get into Vegas till Thursday. It comes out on Wednesday night. I don't know if our dealership that's 30 miles away, if they'll have any of the new bikes or not. So I might be a day or two later than what everybody else is that's putting out bikes, but so we'll see what happens. But the Red Rock Harley Davidson is supposed to have more new bikes than any other dealer in Nevada. So that's why we decided, what the heck? They sent it to me. Let's go. We called and they're like, come on out. And we got some other videos there we're hoping to get. They're supposed to have the best dyno guy on the West Coast. So we'd like to talk to him, and they're supposed to be working something out. We're trying to work another video, which this is very hard to do, is a video on a dealership mechanic telling you what you can and can't do to your motorcycle to keep it under warranty. And we all kind of have a general idea, but it's nice to hear something from somebody that actually does the work. But I know there's always legal things that they may say, so we'll have definitely a disclaimer before it that whatever he said. Well, no, we do that on all of it. We always have people come on our channel and talk about stuff, and it's everybody's opinion, just like us. When we're telling you our what we like and what we don't like about stuff, that's our opinion, and that's how we see
what
it.
we see, what we think, what we feel.
It's like riding out to the Badlands. I don't like it. I don't care to do it, but there's probably thousands of people that go out there and do that. I just want to know why. That's my big thing. Why do you go out there? What are you looking at? I can say if you've never been there to go right out there to say, hey, I want to see what it is. Okay, I've been there. I won't go there again. But some of you might say the same thing about going down to Custer. Why do you do Custer? And you're going to see the same stupid bison every time. Well, you might catch that lady
with no pants on.
Yeah, I'd like to have got that on video, but you never know. But I mean, but you're looking. But it could be like that. We go to the Custer because I like to see the bison. I like to see the animals and stuff walking around. That's one of my things I like. You do see a little bit of that out in the Badlands, but nothing compared to like what's in Custer. But it does give you something to do during that day. So it would be, maybe that's what it is. Hey, we're just looking to go for a nice ride while we're in Sturgis. We're going to go to the Badlands. We're going to ride around, and then we're going to come back, and that's our day that we do. Okay. You're just looking to go for a ride. But I mean, that's why I say I'm the opposite. There's so much great riding in the Black Hills that I could go out for days and never come back and never ride the same road twice. And I like that. I like the curvy roads. I like all that stuff. And so everybody's different on what they like. Some people like riding on the highway. I will cruise, but other than that, I'm not a big highway guy either anymore. So we kind of told you everything that's coming up this week, and we'll be in Vegas. Anybody say they were in Vegas?
No, I don't think so.
So you can let us know if you're in Vegas. So at that, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. So hopefully we'll see you in Daytona. We'll see you in Sturgis, Myrtle Beach, Leesburg, Panama City Beach, Laconia maybe. We're working on trying to find a place there. And Galveston. Oh, we're still looking for people that want to go to Florida. Mexico. If you were thinking about going to Rocky Point, Mexico, and you have a passport, we're looking for people that want to go. And we're looking to go just to have a lot of fun. We'll film some of it, but a lot of fun. You don't have to be on the camera if you don't want to be on camera. But we'll have a lot of fun there. And if you want to do it, we'll help you guys set it up, find a place to stay and all that stuff. Other than that, we're going to
hello.
No, say
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye.
So go ahead and say your thing.
So thanks for coming along today. We hope you got a lot of good information. If you guys know something we don't know, let us know. And if there's something you want to know, let us know and we'll try to figure it out for you. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
That's right. So a lot coming up next week. So stay tuned to the channel. Keep watching for those little things coming up in the stream. It tells you what's coming up next. And be looking in. And next thing will be, other than the videos coming up, Wednesday's live. We'll
Bye,
see you
Glenn.
all.
Oh, there's Mailman Farms. I need to call you guys. Sorry he missed the whole darn stream. Email me, Mailman Farms, and then Scooter and Trixie and Roy. Bye, guys.
You're late. Well, it wasn't planned.
No,
So we understand that.
but thanks.
And we'll see you live on Wednesday.
All righty.
Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do.
Oh, you want to read that book?